Pikeville College Bears against the University of Kentucky Wildcats. And that's right, folks, it is Pikeville and UK. Something you thought you'd never see in the mountains, but I tell you, Ken, we've seen both of these teams play just about every game of the season, and this ought to be a aerial show, so to speak.
It ought to be, as this Pikeville College team, of course, I'm sure you're well aware now, has a very potent offensive attack with a great passing game, and very similar to the UK offense, which since Hal Mumme came to town, they've been operating with this passing offense, and you're going to see both these teams operating like this tonight.
Well, I tell you what, it's a interesting weather for two passing teams out here. I guess monsoon season comes to mind here as we've got water all over the field. And looks like Pikeville College getting ready to take the field through a little bit of smoke there, Ken. I seen some smoke coming out of that end zone.
There it comes.
And now they're getting it fired up. Should be interesting as this team is really fired up. These kids are wanting to prove that they belong in college football, and what better way against a Division I team like the University of Kentucky.
Right. Even though they're playing the junior varsity team from the University of Kentucky, I made a comment this week. I'd like to see these Bears play the UK varsity right now. The way the Bears have performed this entire season, it's just been incredible for a first-year team. They come in with only one loss, that being the opening game of the year at Georgetown in a hard-fought, close battle, and. Of course, the University of Kentucky varsity is really struggling this season. I think that'd be a good matchup between those two, but it'll be the Pikeville College, and Pikeville College primarily all freshmen out there.
Well, that's true. You know, just doing some reading through some of the notes given to us by SID Rick Bentley. Hal Mumme, one of the big supporters of Pikeville College, the coach at the University of Kentucky, he and Zach Willis coached against each other in the SEC as Zach came from the South Carolina Gamecocks, and it says right here that at halftime, Hal Mumme is going to give a donation to Pikeville College. Well, I'll just read it off here to you. One of the biggest supporters for Pikeville College football has been University of Kentucky football coach Hal Mumme. The popular coach in his fourth season at the helm of the State University is a big believer in small college football and has proven it by his unwavering belief in football at Pikeville College. Coach Mumme's beliefs in small college football come from his own experience. He was a wide receiver at New Mexico Military Institute for 2 seasons and played for Tarleton State, a Division II team in Stevenson, Texas. His coaching career began at Iowa Wesleyan College, an NAIA school, which is the same level that Pikeville College plays in. Of course, he went to Valdosta State, a Division II school, and at UK, his record is 20-24 heading into the Vanderbilt game this weekend. And no mention of how big the donation is going to be, but I do know at halftime there going to be a special presentation as University of Kentucky coaching staff is going to give Pikeville College a donation to help start the football program.
Well, that's great. That's great of Hal Mumme to take an interest in a small college now that he's at the Division I level and coaching in the SEC. And we're just about ready to get this thing underway, Charlie.
Yes, sir. As Pikeville already on the field. Looks like we've won the toss and have elected to receive the ball. And it should be an interesting ball game here tonight, Ken, as they're really going to go after it. I know I've been to practice a couple of times this year, or this week, I guess I should say. More than a couple of times this year, I would say. And back deep for Pikeville is number 3, Kelsey Baker, and number 8, Greg Williamson. And the two speedsters will try to show off a little bit here tonight as Pikeville. Don't look for either one of these teams to tone down their offense tonight. We watched them both play in the rain, and it doesn't bother either one of them to throw the ball in this kind of weather.
Absolutely.
And looks like UK coming out onto the field, getting ready to tee it off as they're back in their huddle just before kickoff. Let's see, trying to get all my rosters together here, flipping through these packs of paper, and also want to give Rick Bentley a big gives us all kinds of stats and stuff, gets us ready for these ball games especially, and always a big hand for him.
Oh, he does a tremendous job as the sports information director at Pikeville College.
And UK looks like they may try the onside kick here. They're in kind of an odd formation. Let's see what happens. And it's going to be a squib kick down the middle. They're going to let it go through. It'll be picked up by Williamson. And Williamson trying to bake through. He gets up to about the 38-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears. And went right through the middle of that big mud puddle in the middle of the field. It didn't seem to bother him any.
And we've had some tremendously hard rains here in this last hour before the game started. A lot of water on the field.
And Pikeville comes out in that spread offense. They've got twins to each side, twins closed, I think is what they call it. Well, what it's called, they call it a different formation. But Derek Dewberry, the single back in the backfield, along with Scott Branton. And Branton making his calls. And here comes the snap. Branton's back to throw on the first play, and he throws it out there short. And let's see. They're going to call it incomplete. It was intended, I think, for, is that Parker over on the far side? I can't see the number from here.
That is number 81, Tommy Parker Jr. And the pass just a little short, hit the ground before Parker gathered it in.
Scott Branton may be watching for his fingers to get a little bit damp out here on the ball, as now we're in the 5 wide out set, 3 to the near side, 2 to the far. Branton by himself in the backfield, pointing at his blocking assignments. And here comes the snap. Branton back to throw. Got time. Flag on the field. He throws it in and out of the hands of his intended receiver out there, Marcus King. So looks like I would imagine that would be offsides on Pikeville, as that's where that flag came down at. And let's see what the officials are going to call.
Offside on the University of Kentucky.
Offsides on defense. So Pikeville College will pick up 5 the easy way here, making it 2nd down and 5 now. And maybe they'll try to move up out of that. Really, the worst part of the field is right there at midfield. They'd probably rather have the ball over on the hash marks a little bit and try to get out of that water if they can. And again, the 5 wideouts. Branton, the single man in the backfield back there. And UK playing off the line a little bit on them, giving them some room, showing a lot of respect for the speed of Pikeville College. And Branton got time, steps up into the pocket, throws it short, incomplete, intended for Dusty Hall. And
evidently the ball slipped out of Branton's hands. It just thrown directly into the ground. And very slippery night out there.
Yes. You know, that leather football is going to be hard to hold on to in this kind of weather. But the rain has subsided slightly, and it is now 3rd and 5 for Pikeville. And again, they're going to go with the double wideouts, and Dewberry being the single setback. Look for him maybe to give the ball to Dewberry in a draw play out of the backfield. Branton making some calls. He sees something out there, so he's making an audible. And here comes a blitz by UK, and a quick out to Pikeville College. 1st down yardage out there for Tommy Parker. And Parker will go out at about the 48, 49-yard line, and 1st down, Pikeville College.
As they get across midfield into UK territory, be a 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. And a nice job there by Branton to pick up the blitz and get the quick out to the right side to Parker.
You know, they don't seem to back down from the pressure. It doesn't bother them much. The offensive line picked it up good there, gave him enough time to step up and throw the little 6-7 yard pass out there, good enough for a 1st down. Again, Branton in the backfield with Dewberry, and again they're going to throw it, and this time he throws it behind his receiver. I don't know if I believe that was intended for Terrence Pride, and he may have slipped down in the wetness out there.
Right, you had Terrence Pride and Greg Williamson out there, and hit kind of in between those two receivers. So
I don't know if Terrence Pride was trying to come back to the ball and fail, or just missed his footing coming out down the field, but it's still now, it is 2nd down and 10, Pikeville, the ball on the 48-yard line. 14:23 to go here in the 1st quarter. And again, the 4 wideouts, Branton and Dewberry, the only 2 in the backfield. Here comes a blitz from the outside, picks up by Kentucky, and out there, looks like Tommy Parker may have another 1st down, and he does if the mark holds. So it'll be another 1st and 10 for Pikeville, as about a 12-yard pass to Tommy Parker from Scott Branton.
And Pikeville College moving the ball well. Something interesting here, Charles. Pikeville College has probably ran six plays from scrimmage, and we've got 45 seconds off the clock. Still 14-15 to go here. There have been several incomplete passes, the 2 completions right on the sideline, and Parker steps out of bounds. So not using a lot of time here.
In the books, if they score on this drive, it'll be an impressive scoring drive of 45 seconds. That's probably taken 5 minutes. And Branton back to throw again, and this time incomplete, short.
At this pace, Charlie, the decision on the presidential election might be over before this game.
Well, that's true. That's true. We do have about 10 days to wait, and the way we're going right now, this one could take a while. And 2nd down and 10, and with the incomplete pass, 14-11 to go in the 1st quarter now. And Pikeville again in the 4 wide out set. Dewberry in the backfield. Actually, they've got trips to the near side this time. And the draw up the middle to Dewberry. Dewberry's got some running room. He'll have a first down and then some. He makes another move, gets back to the outside. Dewberry gets down close to the 20-yard line, but there is a flag on the field.
And he's finally brought down by Nigel Smith.
And we've had about 15 seconds run off the clock on that one play, Ken.
And we're going to have a holding call against Pikeville.
You know, Dewberry, and the thing about it is the holding was right out there at almost first down yardage, kind of a silly time to get a penalty after you got close to first down yardage. But in this kind of weather, it makes it kind of tough. But that'll be probably bring up a 3rd and about 11 for Pikeville, or 3rd and about 9, looks like.
It should be a repeat of the second down.
Well, repeat a second down. You're right. Excuse me. So really, they gained about a yard on the play with and got the down over again. So 2nd down and 9 for Pikeville. Branton in the back in the shotgun with Dewberry beside of him. He got trips to the far side. And again, the draw to Dewberry up the middle. And Dewberry again with running room. And Dewberry will get across the 30 down to about the 29-yard line.
Yeah, he's brought down there by Eric Ogletree.
Looks like they're going to mark it right on the 30 for Dewberry. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and about, call it 3rd and 3. And, you know, the Pikeville offensive line doing a good job against that front line of University of Kentucky as they're opening up some big holes for Derek Dewberry in the middle.
Yes, they are.
And Branton again in the shotgun. They've got trips to the far side. They're going to flip Dewberry back to the left. And this time they're going to give the ball to Dewberry again. Dewberry gets to the outside and looks like he's got the first down. So it'll be another first down for Pikeville College. So this drive continues to grow as they're now close to the 25-yard line. 1st and 10.
And Dewberry doing a fine job on this slippery turf. He's a fine running back.
You know, Dewberry has shown all season long that he is probably maybe their best all-purpose back. He may not be the fastest or the strongest or the best receiver, but he is the best combination of all of that.
Excellent, excellent football player.
And again, this time trips to the left. And Branton back in the shotgun with Dewberry in the backfield. And now they're going to throw the little out pass over here to Williamson. And what a blocks up there by those wide receivers as Williamson squirts through down to the 15-yard line. And I tell you what, the 2 wide receivers threw some nice blocks out there.
Terrence Pride and Dusty Hall just annihilated those defenders out there.
You know,
what blocks.
A little bit of cross-body action there. Looked like something right out of the WWF, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
And 1st and 10, I believe. Let's see, are they going to have first down yardage? Nope. They're bringing a drive football in. They've not moved the markers yet. Is there a flag down?
It's close enough for a measurement.
They're going to bring it out there. It'll be real close. So, you know what? And true. You know, I was listening to the other station over here, and it does look like something that UK would run, a play a lot like that. The little slip screen kind of thing, what they call it, I think, down there. You know, Pikeville College has been impressive on this first drive as they're moving the ball down the field.
They pick up the first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 16, close to the 15-yard line. And Pikeville on the move.
You know, the weather doesn't seem to, it may have slowed them down, but it surely hasn't stopped Pikeville College as they're still running their normal offensive sets out there just like they would in any other ball game. And now, again, we're going to go with trips to the right. Dewberry, the single setback. Branton making some audible calls back there. And watch for him try to get the ball to Tommy Parker as he is in single coverage over here. And there's the pass inside the 10. 5 touchdown, Pikeville College, as Tommy Parker just scampers in from about 15 yards out. And they draw first blood in this ball game.
And a great drive by the Pikeville College Bears as they take the ball at their own 38-yard line, march it 62 yards.
And Mike Mahoney on to attempt the extra point for Pikeville College, and looks like they're going to have to mark it maybe a little deeper in the backfield than they would like, as a big puddle of water in their normal spot place out there. And they'll mark it right at the 10-yard line. Looks like they're moving over to the side a little bit out of the water. And Stephen is the holder. Snap is down, the kick is up, and it looks to be good. It is, so it is Pikeville College 7, University of Kentucky 0. And we'll be right back on your Intermountain Sports Network. Welcome back to Shelby Valley as Pikeville College has taken the lead 7-0 over the University of Kentucky. And on to kick the ball off now is Mike Mahoney, and back deep for UK is
number
26. And the ball dropped over on the far sideline, and good move over on the outside. That is, I can't see the number from here.
I believe that was number 18, Brandon O'Brien.
So
O'Brien, a wide receiver, freshman from Orlando, Florida.
So O'Brien gives University of Kentucky decent field position as they'll start out at the 30, 1st and 10. And let's see what the Wildcat offense can do here as the Bears take the ball 62 yards and punch it in the end zone. And now UK lines up in their single back set. They've got trips to the far side.
Matt Casey at quarterback, 6'4", 215-pound freshman from Shelbyville, Kentucky.
And man in motion going to the left. Casey gives the ball to his tailback back there, and he'll pick up a couple of yards, maybe 3 out there. Let's see. Trying to get a number off of him.
Number 33.
33, that is Desmond Walls. So Walls will pick up about, looks like about 3, we'll call it. 2nd down and 7 now for UK.
Desmond Walls, a 6 foot, 200-pound running back he's a freshman from Hendersonville, Tennessee.
Casey in the shotgun. They've got twins to the far side, and Mott out going in motion back to that side. And looks like we've got a delay of game or illegal motion penalty 1 on UK.
There's still 1 second left on the play clock, so it's illegal motion on the University of Kentucky.
So that will make it 2nd down and about 2, or about 12, sorry, wrong direction. They were 2 yards away from that big yellow thing over there, Ken. And 2nd and 12 now for UK. Casey again in the shotgun. This time they've got same formation, 2 wide receivers to the far side, man going in motion back that way, and they're going to throw the little screen pass out there. And nobody from Pikeville fooled as they're going to lose yardage on that one.
Back to the 25-yard line.
Tony Miller comes up and does a nice job coming in on that play. And, Pikeville defense looking good so far as they're coming hard from the outside.
Yes, they are. That's a loss of 3. That's going to leave UK with a 3rd down and 15 from the 25.
And Casey again in the shotgun. This time he's got the same formation, the 2 wide outs to the far side, 1 to the near side. Casey in the shotgun. Man going in motion back to the far side. And Casey back to throw, going deep down the middle. Incomplete as the ball intended out there for number 6, Mark Reardon. Okay. Must be brothers there. It's odd, 6 and 8, same last name.
Mark Reardon and Matt Reardon. And both juniors from Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. Probably twins.
I would say they're real. I mean, both 6'2", one 195, one 180. So
when you say twins split wide right, you could be exactly right.
Exactly right. And back deep for Pikeville is Greg Williamson, excuse me. And nice kick going downfield. Takes a UK bounce. And they're going to mark it down at about the 33-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears. And I'll tell you, Pikeville looking good so far. The first 2 series of the ball game, the defense is held and the offense has had a impressive drive down the field.
Yes, they have, and they'll take over once again with good field position. 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Scott Branton back in there in the shotgun. Derek Dewberry in the backfield with him.
And we've got twin wideouts to each side. And Branton waits for the snap, gives the ball inside to Dewberry. Dewberry makes a nice move, and Branton with a nice block back there to get Dewberry to have positive yardage. So I tell you, very unselfish play by the quarterback on that one.
It certainly was. That was a great block by Dewberry by Branton that gave Dewberry some room to get outside, and he picks up 3 yards in what could have been a loss.
The University of Kentucky defense came through there, with a lot of penetration, but Branton, with his quick thinking, makes a nice block to spring Dewberry. And Branton back to throw. Got time. Throws it across the middle to Pride. And Pride with a nice spin move. He's in the open field. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Pikeville College. And what a move out there by Terrence Pride.
What a play by Pride, as he was hit hard once he made the catch, and he just spun around, and next thing you know, he's off to the races, and nobody could catch Terrence Pride.
You know, that's impressive when you're running down the field like that. The kid from UK had a pursuit angle on him, and he wasn't going to run Pride down before he got in the end zone. But that makes your score 13-0 Pikeville, and what was that, about a 36-yard touchdown? No,
that's
64-yarder. 64-yarder. And Mahoney's kick is up. It looks good from here. It is, so it is now 14-0 Pikeville College, and we'll be right back on your Intermountain Sports Network. Back here at Shelby Valley, the kickoff caught back there by Gibson, and he's forced back inside the 10-yard line, but he's got a nice move out to the outside and dropped out there on about the 22-yard line by 48. Is that right?
Number 48, Hank Mullins.
So Hank comes up after a big ball game last week at Campbellsville. He comes up and makes a nice tackle on the second kickoff of the night for Pikeville after their second score, which so far has been pretty impressive the way they played tonight.
Certainly has. That was Noah Gibson on the return, and he showed a lot of speed. Really made a nice cut to the right side there, and had the burners going. But great play by Hank Mullins to bring him down.
Well, Casey in the shotgun. He's got trips to the far side this time. A single set back in the backfield. Man coming in motion back to this side. And Casey steps back to throw, throws it out short, and incomplete as I think that is Courtney Rump comes up and makes a nice play, anticipates that pass, and comes up and makes a nice hit on the receiver.
Excellent play. That pass intended for Jess Cronin, a 6'3", 190-pound freshman from Louisville, Kentucky. And this Pikeville defense looking really strong here early.
Well, I tell you, it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats here, but this ball game has been all Bear so far as they have just wallered them all over the field. And again, back in the shotgun is Casey. Got trips to the far side. And this time he's going to try to throw another little screen out there. And again, nothing going as Pikeville College comes up with it strong. He may have picked up a couple, but no more.
That pass caught out there by Matt Pleskovic, and very little gain.
The announcer just gave him a pickup of 2, so it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Third down
and 8. So again, the Pikeville College defense coming up real strong here. And if I'm just not mistaken, the rain has stopped for maybe for the rest of this one, we hope. 3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats. They've got twins to the far side and one lone receiver over here to the right. Casey takes the snap, back to throw. He's looking, and the ball falls out of his hands, and he is going to be dropped back there by Haji Jackson and, losing my mind there, B.J. Jackson. So, 4th down and about 20 for Kentucky here.
So, a couple of the Jackson brothers got him down in the backfield there.
I'll tell you
Michael was not involved.
That's true. They saved him for the end zone dance. And here comes Kentucky's punt. And Williamson will let it bounce, but he's going to field it at the 40. He makes a move, tries to get to the outside. And I'll tell you, good coverage out there by Kentucky as they swarm him and push him back to about the 45-yard or 35-yard line.
Fine tackle made there by Matt Reardon, number 8.
And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears, and they're going to end up spotting the ball at about the, 38-yard line.
38-yard line, 1st and 10.
7.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. It's Pikeville College 14, UK nothing, and Branton under center with the double tight, 2 wideouts, and Dewberry looks like he's the single setback. Watch for the pass as they've got single coverage over here on the outside again. And nope, fumbled snap. Let's see who has it.
Big scramble for the ball. And official pointing UK. So UK does recover.
University of Kentucky recovers the fumble on the exchange, and they'll have it 1st and 10 at about the 38-yard line. Let's see. They're going to mark it right on the 40. That's pretty good. They got a two-yard gain on the fumble. And it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Wildcats. That's a big break for Kentucky here, as Pikeville College had a ton of momentum going in this first quarter.
Yes, they have. They lead 14-0 here early, and this is the first time Kentucky's had the ball in Pikeville College territory.
And this time looks like Casey will go from under center. He's going to have, again, the 3 wideouts, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. And Casey taking a long snap count, man in motion, going back to the far side. And this time Casey rolling out on the naked side on a pitch. And Casey turns it up and dropped over here on the sideline by 2 or 3 different Bears. It's hard to tell. Looks like it's Travis Willis getting up, Courtney Rump, and let's see, looks like maybe B.J. Jackson. Don't know who made the tackle, but I saw them getting up off the pile. So,
and Casey gets down to the 37-yard line, pickup of 3. It'll bring up a 2nd and 7 for UK.
And again, Casey under center. He got a single setback in the backfield behind him.
2 wide to the left, 1 to the right, single setback. Casey under center.
Let's see. Casey takes the ball and gives it off to his back in the backfield, and he's going to get up to about the 35-yard line. Was that
Desmond Walls?
Desmond Walls. So 3rd down and about, what, 3rd and 5, we'll say?
Yes, they are going to mark it right on the 35, so that'll be 3rd and 5 for UK.
A little under 6.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Pikeville College 14, UK nothing. And this time Casey will go from the shotgun. Got 3 wideouts again, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. Walls a single setback. And this time he's going to throw it. Throws it outside. Incomplete out there, intended for Mike Brum.
Mike Brum, in and out of his hands.
So 4th down and 6 for Kentucky here. And let's see. Don't see Hal over there on the sideline, but I would expect him to go for it on 4th down here.
Well, here's a new unit coming in, so evidently they're going to punt the ball.
Well, not necessarily. This is still the University of Kentucky. You never know. And who is that back to punt? Looks like Hudson, and Williams probably back deep. And this time the punt going over to the sideline, trying to put it out on about the 10-yard line, and it's going to be close. It'll go out of bounds. It looks like maybe the 11 or the 12. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears with 5:56 to go here in the first quarter.
Nice kick there to get the ball out of bounds right at the 11-yard line.
A lot of similarities on these two teams, as both of them will kick for the sidelines to try to negate the return from the offensive side. So, you know, it's been an interesting chess match so far.
And Pikeville College, 1st and 10, 5:56 to go here in the first quarter.
And we're going to call it the 12-yard line. They don't have it up on the scoreboard. And it looks like, is Carl Scriven into the ball game now?
1st and 10, they'll say from the 11-yard line.
And long snap count this time. The ball given to, is that Scriven coming up the middle? And Scriven just bowling his way ahead for a pickup of about 10 yards. Looks like he's going to be out to the 21.
Very close to a 1st down.
And it is a 1st down, so we'll give him a pickup of 10. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears now. And again, just, you know, Pikeville College with a stable of running backs over there, is they've got Big Carl Scriven, Marcus King, and Derek Dewberry, which all 3 exceptionally talented running backs. And here goes the ball given to Scriven again, and Scriven just running, creating havoc in the defensive backfield. He's going to pick up about 6 more there. Be 2nd down and 4 for Pikeville. And let's see. Scriven will stay in the lineup. Pikeville will go with the double tight end again, I think. Yep, double tight. And 2 wideouts to the near side. Watch for them. They're going to throw the ball out of this set before it's over, because they're getting a lot of single coverage over on this side when they go to those. They go to that double tight setup. And it looks like we've got a penalty on the field. Looks like it'll be motion on Pikeville College. So that will make it 2nd down and about 10. Well, we'll call it 2nd and 10, as it's probably half a yard on the outside of the marker. So, again, double tight, 2 wideouts to this side. And again, single coverage out there. Watch them try to get the ball to Kelsey Baker because he has a lot of speed out there. And Scriven trying to get to the outside and just runs over people there. He'll get back up across the 25, about the 26-yard line. And he'll pick up about 4, maybe 5 yards. And let's see. You know, it's going to be interesting to see, you know, from watching a lot of the games and being in a lot of the practice, Coach Matt Bryan is going to watch this single coverage, and he's going to try to burn Kentucky on this double wide out in just a minute. Kelsey Baker.
3rd down and 5.
Kelsey Baker wide to the far side. Watch for him maybe to get the throw. There's the naked swing, and they throw it outside out there. And 1st down and then some for Pikeville College. He may go, and he's going to go out of bounds over at about the 40. And was that
number 6, Michael
Williams. So Michael Williams comes up with a big 1st down pass for Pikeville College as they'll get out close to the 40-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 in University of Kentucky territory.
And what speed Michael Williams showed on that play. Just a little swing pass out of the backfield there, and he turns it into a big gain.
You know, these Pikeville receivers, every one of them have a lot of speed, and they can motor down the field once they get in the open field. And here we go with the double tight again, 2 wideouts to the near side. Scriven the single setback, another long snap count. And this time they give the ball up the middle to Scriven, and Scriven, he'll pick up about maybe 6 yards. He'll get across the 25 down to about the 24-yard line. And I'll tell you, Carl Scriven doing an excellent job out there, coming in, giving Dewberry a blow here, and it just turned into power football.
Yeah, Scriven's looking great out there carrying the ball. Now Dewberry's back in the game.
And again, the double tight this time. 2 wide, 1 wide out to each side. Tommy Parker on this side with single coverage, nobody deep. Branton takes the snap, dropping back to throw. He's got Parker over here, single coverage, and Parker pulls in the ball down inside right on the 10-yard lines where they're going to mark it, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears. And I've been watching that all night. Anytime you get single coverage on Tommy Parker, you're going to throw the ball to him.
And a great throw by Scott Branton. He just led him perfectly out there.
And again, double tight, 2 wideouts. And underneath, back in the backfield is Dewberry. Branton under center this time. And just when you think you got Pikeville figured out on that double tight, here they come back running the ball at you again. And Dewberry makes a pretty good cut back inside. He'll pick up about 2, get down to about the 8-yard line. It'll be 2nd down. I guess it'll be 2nd and goal for Pikeville.
From the 8. Clock running with 2:36 to go here in the 1st quarter. Pikeville College leading 14-0 over the University of Kentucky.
And Branton looking over the sideline, getting his call out there from Coach Mac Bryan. And Bryan has the play signaled in. They're still in the double tight. And this time he fakes the handoff inside to Dewberry, rolling out on that naked bootleg. Nothing there as he throws the ball out of bounds. Kelsey Baker, the closest bearer to it, but Branton just trying to avoid a sack.
Yeah, good heads-up play by Branton to get rid of the ball.
3rd down and goal from the 8 for Pikeville. 2:12 to play here in the 1st quarter. And let's see, again, the double tight set. Kelsey Baker to the far side, Tommy Parker to the near side. And in the backfield there is Derek Dewberry. Branton gets his call, takes it back up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to be under center again. Branton takes the snap, quick drop back over to Tommy Parker, and Tommy Parker, touchdown, Pikeville College, as Tommy Parker just jumped up there and ripped the ball away from Jeremiah
Geron.
Yeah.
And Geron had the angle on it. Kind of looked like he made the catch initially, but Parker just took it away from him. Great job by Tommy Parker.
Tommy Parker has done that all year long, as he has just really been a key receiver for the Pikeville College Bears all season long, and now they've taken the lead 20-0 with 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. And this time Mahoney's kick is blocked, so the extra point is no good. And with your score, Pikeville College 20, the University of Kentucky 0. We'll be right back on your Intermountain Sports Network. Welcome back to Shelby Valley. Pikeville College has the lead 20-0. And set to kick off is Mahoney. Gibson deep. And this one will be kicked over to the sideline by Mahoney, and Kentucky will take it there. And they're going to try to get up the sideline with it, and they'll get up to about the 26, 27-yard line where they'll start 1st and 10.
It was Brandon O'Brien on the return.
So with 1:56 to go in the first quarter, the University of Kentucky will try to cut into this 20-point lead of Pikeville College. And I tell you, it may be a tough task as Pikeville really fired up for this one.
Yes, they are. They're looking great on both sides of the ball tonight.
And 1st and 10, the ball marked on the 26-yard line. Casey will be in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide outs to the far side, 1 to the near. Got a single back in the backfield with him. And back to throw. Going to throw the little screen pass out to his back, and incomplete. He intended out there for Noah Gibson.
That's number 22.
Number 22, sorry.
Mike Brum.
Mike Brum.
And that's 2 passes that Brum has dropped tonight.
I'll tell you, the weather affecting UK more than Pikeville so far tonight is, UK had that one, Casey fumbled the snap on that pass play a while ago, and just a couple of drops out there. Casey comes up the line of scrimmage, drives his hand off, goes back into the shotgun. Taking his man in motion, going back to the far side, trying to overload over on that side. And they're going to try to throw another little quick screen out there, and nothing, absolutely nothing, as Pikeville College swarms him under for a loss of about 2. It's going to be hard to tell who made the play, I see. I mean, there's a bunch of Bears getting up off I see Haji Jackson getting up off the ground. I see Justin Gordon getting up. It's just Pikeville just doing an amazing job not letting UK get that signature slip screen on the sideline off.
Tremendous defense. That pass was completed to Trey Dugan.
3rd and 11, for Kentucky. Casey in the shotgun again. He's got 2 wide outs to the near side, 1 to the far. Got that backwards. But we have a flag on the play. It didn't really matter. As nothing counts on that one. Let's see what the call is going to be. The man in the white hat says it will be illegal motion on the offense, so it will cost Kentucky 5, bringing up 3rd and about 16 now. As a minute 8 to play in the first quarter, they trail Pikeville by 20. So, who'd have thunk it, as they say.
It's total domination up to this point by these Pikeville College Bears.
And Casey again in the shotgun. Looks like he's got 2 wide outs to the far side, 1 to the near side. And this time he's going to take the snap. He's back trying to throw. He's under pressure, being flushed and dropped. Is the ball picked off?
Yes.
It is. He'll be 1st and 10, Pikeville College, and I believe was that Charlie Miller on the interception? Was number 4, wasn't it?
Not sure on that.
Regardless, it is 1st and 10 for the Bears at the 20-yard line. And that's not good for Kentucky at this point.
Absolutely, not what they needed at this point. Already trailing 20-0 and give up a turnover deep in their own territory. They're in serious trouble now.
And Pikeville comes out with the 4 wide outs, twins to each side, and this time Marcus King, the single setback. And Branton takes the snap. Takes the snap now, and then he's going to throw it in. Throws it short, incomplete out there, attempted for Terrence Pride. 2nd down and 10 now. 43 seconds to play in the first quarter. And Pikeville again in that double twins. And Branton in the shotgun along with King back there. And Branton takes the snap. Back to throw. Got time. Throws a little pass out to the outside. Is it caught?
Caught by Dusty Hall, and he loses his footing, slips down.
So Dusty Hall will pick up 1, maybe 2 on the play, and hadn't lost his footing on that. Could have been more, as Dusty with some good speed on the outside. And 23 seconds and running on the clock. It is 3rd and 9 for Pikeville. Branton in the shotgun. This time he's got trips to the near side, and Tommy Parker, the lone receiver, to the right. And Branton waits the snap. This time runs to the near side, runs a little pitch out there. And Marcus King will get down inside the 15, maybe the 14-yard line, where it'll be 4th down when we return on your Intermountain Sports Network.
quarter, Pikeville College leads 20-0 as we fourth down Bears.
Well, this is their normal attire for these college games. We try to back here at Shelby Valley, and Pikeville to attempt a field goal. Mike Mahoney has the ball set up at about the 23-yard line, so they'll make it about a 33-yard field goal attempt here. It's 4th and 5. And Stevens takes the snap, gets it down, the kick up, has the distance. No, it's going to be wide to the left.
Just wide left.
So 20-0, still your score with 14:55 to go in the first half, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the University of Kentucky at the 20.
And UK dodges a big bullet there as they commit the turnover inside their own 20-yard line, and Pikeville College unable to capitalize on it.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the first defensive stop for Kentucky in this ballgame.
It is. That was Pikeville's 4th possession. They have 3 touchdowns.
If you're a UK fan, this orange and white out there, it may be deja vu all over again.
Deja vu, bringing back those Tennessee
Painful
memories.
And Kentucky comes out with 3 wide outs to the near side. This time Casey under center. Long snap count. And Casey's going to run the option to the opposite way, and nothing there for him. And he may have gotten a yard. Let's see if they're going to give him a spot at all. Be no gain. Looks like they're standing right on the 20-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Kentucky here. And I tell you, that Pikeville College defense pursuing awful well down the line tonight.
Yes, they are.
And Kentucky again comes out in that spread offense. 2 wide outs to this side, 1 to the far. Casey in the shotgun this time. And the snap over his head, he pulls it in, but he's in trouble back there, being chased by Green, and he is going to be sacked. Who is that actually gets the sack?
21.
21. Justin Gordon comes up and makes the sack, so a big loss of yardage there for Kentucky. Is Casey unable to pull that snap in early enough to avoid the rush. So that will make it 3rd down and about 17?
I believe it is, but that could have been a lot worse if Casey had not made a fine play to pull that high snap in.
That's true.
Could have been another turnover.
Trips to the near side. Casey back to throw. He's got a man open, and he is going to throw it short. And the ball incomplete out there and attempted. I think that's Gordon, isn't it? Or Gibson, not Gordon. Noah Gibson. So 4th down and about 18. So a probable punting situation for Kentucky. And I'll tell you what, they were in and out, 3 and out in a hurry that time. 13:31 to play in the first half. And Williamson deep for Pikeville, standing at about his 44-yard line. And this is a short kick, but it takes a Kentucky bounce. And Williams tries to pick it up, and it may be fumbled. Let's see who has it.
Not a very smart play by Williams right there. Pikeville may have gotten
And let's see who has. Looks like Pikeville has control of the ball. Let's see.
pointed their way.
The official's not making a sign, so it looks like it will probably stay with Pikeville. But I tell you
Still
what.
no official sign. And Kentucky
does have the football, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. And I tell you, I'd say the special teams coach not happy about that on the Pikeville sideline.
And special teams coach, head coach Zach Willis not happy about that as he jerks his cap off and having a little talk there with Mr. Williamson.
And the defense now with the ball, Kentucky has the ball at the Pikeville 48. And Casey under center running down the line on a little option. And I'll tell you what a play out there by Pikeville to who has the ball. Let's see what the official says. Let's see. They're going to say Kentucky still has control, but I don't know how.
Well, I saw the ball. There were several Pikeville College players down, but the ball was still squirting loose out there. It's very slippery, and I don't know how, but they came out with it. But a big loss all the way back to their own 38-yard line. So a loss of 14 yards on the play.
So that make it 2nd and 24 now. Probably an ill-advised pitch there as he was being drugged down with the ball in his hand, and that's always tough to control the ball when you're under that kind of pressure. Kentucky now with two wide receivers to the near side, one to the far, and another high snap, but this time controlled by Kentucky, and the pass incomplete again. Broken up out there by, let me see, broken up out there by 56, Travis Washington. So 3rd and about 24 now for Kentucky. And see what they'll come up with this time. I haven't seen any trick plays much out of Kentucky so far. And let's see. Again, this time we've got 2 wide outs to the short side of the field, 1 to the wide. Shotgun formation. Casey looking, nowhere to go. He's being chased out of the pocket out there. He's trying to come up to the sideline. He lets it go. And, yep, we're going to have pass interference out here on Pikeville College as T.J. Hudson hit him just before the ball got there.
No question about that call, as he just drilled him from the back before the ball did get there.
But let's see, is it pass interference an automatic first down in college? I don't know if it is or not. It's from the line of scrimmage, but does it carry the automatic first down? I can't remember.
We'll know here in just a few seconds.
And
High school football action tomorrow night.
have interference against Pikeville College. It does carry the automatic first down, so it will be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. The ball will be spotted at about the 47-yard line of the Bears.
So a big break for the University of Kentucky there, facing a 3rd and 24. And they pick up the big pass interference penalty to give them a first down.
Casey in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide receivers to the short side of the field, 1 to the wide. Single setback in the backfield. And this time setback going in motion to make trips to the far side. They're going to try to throw another one of those little slip screens, and ball loose. And what? Let's see. Haji Jackson, Charlie Miller, and let's see. Missed one out there. Is it Larry Forrester? I think all in on the play, and Pikeville not fooled on that. Every time Kentucky has tried to run that little screen pass, there's been nothing there.
Absolutely. Pikeville picking that up in a hurry. Getting a host of tacklers over there.
2nd down and 10. Ball on the 47-yard line of Pikeville. Casey in the shotgun. 2 wide outs to the near side, 1 to the far. And Casey takes the snap, gives it up in the middle to his fullback, and he's going to pick up a couple of yards out there. That is 33
Desmond
Walls. So it'll be 3rd and about 3 for Kentucky. I'll tell you what, the Cats having a rough time out here tonight.
Yes, they are. That's a nice running play there by Walls, and good blocking. One of the few successful plays they've ran tonight. He picks up 7 on the carry.
3rd and 3. 11.5 minutes to play here in the half. Casey in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Casey looking underneath for shotgun at the plate. Going to throw another quick pass out there, and this one may be complete. It should be a first down. It's going to be close. Let's see where they're going to mark it at. And the pass out there to Mark Reardon.
I have to say on that, he got a horrible spot as he caught the ball down at the 35-yard line, went down there and kind of slid back to the 37, and they spotted at the 37.
It'll be close, but I think he'll have the first down by maybe the length of the football or about halfway of the football from here. Let's see, doesn't look like much. And they stretch the chains out. It is
very
awful close. They're going to say it's 4th and about an inch. It's going to be interesting. Of course, you expect Kentucky to go for it here. Of course, they don't have a 300-pound quarterback like they do on the varsity roster. Yeah, most teams don't have that kind of beef out there. So 11 minutes to play in the first half.
This is 4th and less than a yard, 4th and less than a foot, and almost 4th and less than an inch. That was really close.
I'll tell you what, that's almost a judgment call on whether it touched the pike or the marker or not. Casey under center. Pikeville coming up hard, trying to stop the forward motion of the line, and big Michael Braxton just destroyed the center there, but I believe it's going to cost him 5. Let's see.
Unless there was movement on the offensive line, which I don't believe there was.
Didn't see any from here.
And the call does go against Pikeville College. That'll be 1st and 10 UK.
You know, Braxton wanting to make the play there. That was an enthusiastic penalty. But it'll be 1st and 10 now for Kentucky. The ball at about the 33-yard line.
First down and 10 for the Cats from the 32-yard line. In Pikeville territory.
Under center this time is Casey. He got a man in motion coming back to the near side. And Casey this time gives the handoff over to the offset and stuffed. He's going to lose about 2 as B.J. Jackson just comes through and just stuffs him in the backfield.
Great play by B.J. Jackson.
Was that Wall on the carry again?
Didn't get that.
A loss of about 5. We'll call it 2nd and 15. Well, now they moved the marker back up. We'll call it a 2nd and about 13. Casey in the shotgun. 2 wide outs to the near side and 1 to the far side. Single setback. Casey back to throw. Going deep, and it's a wounded duck. May be picked off as it is incomplete. Could have been offensive pass interference there.
Could have been offensive, could have been defensive. You talked earlier about the WWF. That looked like a wrestling match out there between those two players.
Well, the ball was intended out there for Peter DeZam. Easy for you to see. You're going to look that one up, see, make sure I got that right, ain't you? I don't blame you.
It's quite a scramble out there, and it ends up being nothing more than an incomplete pass.
3rd and 13 now facing the Cats. And the Bears starting to grow in confidence on every play so far. As Casey back to throw, going to throw a screen, maybe a throwback pass. Nothing there as he is dropped back there. And looks like Tony Miller comes in and makes the tackle back there. And it's going to be that's a big-time loss for Kentucky, as that's going to move the ball back to about the 44-yard line, where it'll be 4th and about
24.
4th and a bunch. You know, it's kind of like bananas. That's going to have to get yardage in bunches on that one. 9 minutes to play here in the first half. And nobody deep for Pikeville this time.
Anthony Thornton back to punt the ball for UK.
And this punt going back, and it takes a Kentucky bounce. They're going to be able to down it at about the 13-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears with 8:56 to play in the first half. Pikeville College has the lead 20-0, but we do have a flag down here on the field. So we may get that one again.
The official's talking it over out there. Not sure what the call was.
Yeah, the man in the white hat will tell us here in just a minute. You know, these Mid-South officials have done 2 or 3 games for us here at Pikeville College, and that's something to look forward to. Ooh, personal foul against the Bears, so that's going to back them up a bunch there.
Should be half the distance to the goal, so put the ball back around the 6-yard line.
So 1st and 10 from the 6. Of course, the way this offense has been clicking so far, that might just make it a longer drive. And 8:56 to play here in the first half. Pikeville College on top, 20-0, and they've got the ball 1st and 10 at the, we're going to say the 6-yard line.
Right at the 6.
Brandon comes in the shotgun. He's got twin wide receivers to each side. And Marcus King, the single setback. Brandon takes the snap, fakes the handoff to King, going deep, going for it all. Oh, just overthrows Tommy Parker. If he gets that one in the hands of Parker, that would have been a big play. It would have been like a 94-yard touchdown, because there wasn't nobody going to catch him.
Absolutely.
And I tell you, it'll be interesting. If Kentucky comes up and starts playing that what they call press man coverage on Pikeville, they'll go deep all night on them, and we'll find out what kind of speed those defensive backs have got.
Second down and 10 from the 6.
And again, twin wide receivers to each side. Branton in the shotgun. And this time the handoff inside to King. King scrambling his way ahead. He's going to get out to about the 11-yard line. Pickup of about 5.
To bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Bears.
And Pikeville again goes out that they go out of the no huddle offense all the time. They're going to keep that 4 wide out set. And Branton, they're in their more maybe in their getting ready to get in their hurry up a little bit here, as that ball out there I believe was tipped by the defensive end coming in. It'll fall incomplete. So bring up 4th down and about 5 for Pikeville here. So with 8:15 to go, I don't see the punting unit coming on. There they come.
I'm sure you will at this position in the field, I would think so.
Zach says he and Mac both said they're gamblers, but I tell you what, now that's a gunslinger. That's not a gambler when you start going. That'd be shades of the old Hal Mummy, wouldn't it? 4th down and about 5. Branton in to punt this time. Standing right on the goal line. And Branton gets the ball up. It's taking a Pikeville bounce. It'll be fielded at about the 45, and nice move over on the outside. He's got some room, and whoa, what a tackle. Who was that?
Noah Gibson, a great return.
Yep, and 21, Justin Gordon with a nice tackle there on the end. He let him know he wasn't going any further than that mark right there.
As Gibson gets down to the 22-yard line, so tremendous field position here for the University of Kentucky. As of yet tonight, they've been unable to move the ball at all offensively.
1st and 10, we'll call it, let's see, Casey in the shotgun this time. 2 wide outs to the near side, 1 to the far side. Single setback. Casey making his calls and back to throw. Under some pressure, and he gets rid of it across the middle. It's caught. And the ball will be at about the 12-yard line. Was that Gibson on the catch, 26?
And I believe that was Gibson. A fine catch out there by Gibson, Noah Gibson.
And that'll be looks like it'll be 1st down yardage for Kentucky, as it'll be 1st and 10 now at about the 11-yard line. So Kentucky starting to threaten to score here late in the first half, as we've got 7.5 minutes to play in the first half. This time Casey will be under center. He's got 2 wide outs to the near side and a single setback in the backfield. Man in motion going to the right. And here comes the little option play, and nothing there for Casey as he has to hold on to that one. And he'll be lucky if he gets spotted back to the line of scrimmage.
And great pursuit for that Pikeville College defense down the line to cut him off.
2nd down.
No gain on the play.
2nd down and 10. Just over 7 minutes to play in the first half. And let's see what Pikeville is going to do here on the defense. Looks like they're going to play their base defense and just try to go man to man here. And it looks like an offset eye in the backfield this time. Casey under center. And Casey takes the snap, drops back to throw, and look at the pressure coming up the middle. There's Haji Jackson chasing him, and Charlie Miller will get the tackle as he throws him out of bounds. And let's see. Looks like he may have lost a yard there, as I think he's going to go out of bounds at about the 12.
Yeah, and they're going to spot it all the way back at the 13, so a loss of 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 12 now for the University of Kentucky.
And I'll tell you, of course, 3rd and 12, I would imagine down 20-0. This is probably 4 down territory for Kentucky here. As let's see what Casey will do with the ball. 6 minutes to play in the first half. Casey again will go with that offset eye. He'll be under center. He's got 1 wide out split to each side. And Pikeville coming up. Looks like they got a blitz coming out. Now they back out of it. And back to throw is Casey. And this one almost intercepted. And that would have been big trouble there, as Courtney Rump had nothing but green between him and the goal line.
Courtney Rump, and what a game he had last week against Campbellsville. I think 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery, and almost picked off another one there, which could have been a huge play. Could have gone 90 yards for a touchdown with the position he had out there.
Absolutely. So it's 4th down and 10, and UK will attempt a field goal. Is that
number 98?
Go ahead. It's the ball set. There's the kick, and it's blocked by Pikeville. Picked up, and this may be 6 if he can keep it going. Travis Willis is turning it on, and he is going to score. So touchdown, Pikeville College, and the defense comes up big once more for the Bears.
What a play by the Pikeville College Bears. Blocked the field goal and picked up by Travis Willis. Returns it about 80 yards.
So Travis Willis with a big play for Pikeville puts them on top 26-0. What was that kicker's name again, Ken?
Well, I didn't have time to say it there, so he went ahead and kicked it.
Okay.
In fact, I may need a couple of days.
Oh, that's not a mountain name, is it?
No, it's not.
And looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field. So with that, we'll take a break and be right back on your Intermountain Sports Network. Welcome back to Shelby Valley as Kentucky has the lead. Pikeville has the lead over Kentucky, 26-0. And looks like Pikeville going to go for 2 here as Branton under center. And this time they're going to flip it back, and he did try to throw it down inside. I've not seen Pikeville do that before, and we have a penalty flag down as they threw the ball or flipped the ball back to Marcus King. Marcus King tries to throw it into the end zone, incomplete. I don't know what the flag's going to be, but it was interesting.
And
it will be on Pikeville. It will be declined, and it will be no good. So we'll go ahead and keep it right here after the touchdown as, Pikeville comes up with a tremendous defensive play there. They blocked the field goal down here inside the 20. Travis Willis picks it up, runs to about 80 yards for a touchdown. And Pikeville just looking unstoppable so far in this ball game.
they certainly are, as they lead now 26-0. And last 2 possessions, University of Kentucky has had great field position. In fact, they started that drive at the Pikeville College 22-yard line after a fine kickoff return or punt return from Noah Gibson, and yet still unable to get anywhere. They did pick up a first down to the 11, and then lost yardage after that. So this Pikeville defense has been tremendous, and as has the offense under these conditions.
Yes. And if you'll look outside, the parking lot is evidently emptied up, and we've got a crowd back in the stands now.
We've got quite a crowd here
and
under these conditions.
Mahoney kicks short, and looks like it'll go out of bounds. So Kentucky will probably take it at the 35, I would imagine, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats with 5:23 to play in the first quarter, or first half. Now, I thought it might have been the first quarter the way that first drive started. Pikeville College took, about 20 seconds to drive 80 yards. But, of course, it took them about 5 minutes to drive that. Cut that 20 seconds off the clock. And let's see. 5:23 to play in the first half. Kentucky with the ball. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Casey in the shotgun. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. And a single set back in the backfield with him. And this time Casey gonna try again that little slip screen out to the outside, and they've got a block this time, but not much as he'll get out to about the 39-yard line to pick up a 4, bringing up 2nd down and 6 for the Cats.
That was Noah Gibson on the catch.
And let's see. We'll call it, they're gonna mark him at the 39, so that's a 4-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Cats here. Again, the 2 wideouts are this time to the left, 1 to the right. And this time, Casey under center takes it, gives it up to his fullback in the back. Nothing much there as he is not going to get back. He might get back to the line of scrimmage. I'll tell you, it's going to be hard to tell as can't see him get up off the he was buried down on the bottom big time there as there was a bunch of Bears in on the play. If he'll turn his back, I might see what his number is.
That was Desmond Walls.
Desmond Walls. And we have a flag. Did we have a flag on the play?
No, no flag.
I thought I heard someone say there was a flag. That's what I get for listening around in this crowded press box. It'll be 3rd down and about 5 for UK here with 4 minutes to play in the first half. Casey having having second thoughts as he comes out from under center, back to the shotgun. Ball on the ground. Casey trying to scramble with it, and he is in trouble. He will go down. Dropped over there by Charlie Miller at about the 35-yard line. So it'll be 4th down and about 10 now.
Fine open field tackle by Charlie Miller.
Actually, they're going to mark him down at about the 34-yard line, where it'll be 4th and about 11. 3:30 to play in the first half. And Pikeville guys back deep this time. Michael Williams and T.J. Hudson, I believe.
Thornton back to punt it once again.
And punt again angled for the sideline.
Nice kick.
And a good Kentucky roll as it's going to roll down inside the 20 to about the 14-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears with 3:05 to play here in the first half. And it'll be interesting to see what the coaching staff from Pikeville does here. They may opt to go with that, their what they call their Daytona series, and that's their speed-up offense. And for a no-huddle team, that's very quick. You'll look over there and see it'll be hard to tell because they've got this first play called all the way from the sideline. And now he's going to call the play from the sideline. He's not going into his Daytona series just yet. We've got 4 wide outs, trips to the near side, 1 to the far side. Single back in the backfield this time is Dewberry, and King going to throw the little screen pass. Incomplete as it was intended for Greg Williamson out there. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Bears.
Dangerous throw. That was close to a lateral.
Yep.
Could have been a lateral, but dangerous throw.
But second down and 10 as the officials deemed it a forward pass. 3 minutes even to play here in the first half. This time, twins to each side. Branton in the shotgun. Dewberry in the backfield. Here's the snap. This time he gives the ball up to Dewberry, and good defense in there by UK as they're going to stop Dewberry back at the 10-yard line. So a loss of 1 for Pikeville, and we've got a late flags all over the place as somebody got a little too anxious in there, I believe.
Tempers flaring a little bit in the middle of the field.
There'll be a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on somebody, if not on both somebodies. The officials are over there discussing it, and let's see who it's going to be against. The officials are still waiting to make a call, or they're not going to eject anybody, I don't think.
I think that's going to be offsetting as they spot the ball back.
Unsportsmanlike Pikeville. Unsportsmanlike Kentucky. So we will replay the downs. It'll be 2nd down and 10 once more for Pikeville College with the ball on the 11-yard line.
Should be 3rd and 10. It is because it's happened after the play.
Okay, so it'll be 3rd and about 13 as the ball spotted.
They evidently called that throw a lateral because it skipped out of bounds back at the 8-yard line, and that's where they spotted her, at the 9-yard line, excuse me.
Branton in the shotgun, back to throw. He's got time. He is under pressure now. Let's go of it. And, dangerous pass as he throws it back into heavy Kentucky coverage, but it will fall incomplete and bring up a 4th and 13 for Pikeville with the ball resting on about the 10-yard line. So Branton drops back in punt formation with 2:26 to go here in the first half.
And this University of Kentucky defense has stepped it up in the second quarter as they the first 3 times Pikeville had the ball, they scored touchdowns, and the last 3 possessions they have been stopped. So a lot of credit to the UK defense in staying in there and fighting.
Branton to do the punting duties deep in his own territory. He's staying right on the goal line. Probably due to the weather here as he's used to handling the ball in it so far, and ball down inside the 40 at about the 42-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats here. As 2:16 to play in the first half, Pikeville will again be on defense, and so far the defense has looked awesome out here today, I guess is a good word for it.
They certainly has, as Kentucky has had this ball almost this entire second quarter on the Pikeville College side of the field, and yet they're unable to put any points on the board.
much like their varsity counterparts sometimes this year.
Right, had a lot of trouble scoring. One of the leading offenses in the SEC yardage-wise, but right near the bottom in points scored.
Nothing on the draw play as
Charlie
Miller comes up and drops him right at the 43-yard line. Now they're going to give him a generous spot there, as I thought he was hit farther in the backfield.
It's Miller time once again.
Yeah, I tell you what, now Charlie Miller he's made some big plays all season long. He had a big interception last week against Campbellsville, and he is not let up a bit today. So we'll call it 2nd down and 11. The ball resting on about the 43-yard line.
Did you get an interception in that game last week, Charlie? As I understand, most everybody did.
No, I
the
didn't.
Bears picked off 5 passes against Campbellsville.
We had 5 turnovers on offense, but we won the turnover battle by 2, so that's not a pretty game. Oh, what a hit! Oh, what a hit! I tell you what, you can't miss that one as Tony Miller came up and just leveled that receiver. I seen that hit coming. I couldn't even look to see what his number was because I wasn't sure he'd be wearing it when he got done.
What a hit by Tony Miller.
Yeah, Don said he felt that one all the way through the camera lens. Oh, 3rd down and 11, a painful 11 for Kentucky.
Yes, it is.
And I tell you, this Pikeville College defense is just getting stronger and stronger, seems like, as the game goes on. Another high snap. And Casey able to draw it in. Now he's in trouble. He gets rid of it. Out of bounds, incomplete. So 4th down and 11 now, and Casey dropped just as he lets go of that one.
Tremendous pressure there by Justin Gordon and Haji Jackson.
Jordan showing good sportsmanship as he reached down and picked up Casey off the ground after he put him there. So 4th and 11 for Kentucky. Back deep for Pikeville again is Michael Williams, excuse me. He'll get on to me about that. And TJ Hudson. 1 minute, 11 seconds to go, and the punt is off. A spiraling punt heading over for the far sideline, and TJ Hudson will get away from it. And let's see, they spotted at the 1-yard line.
Tremendous job to keep that ball from going into the end zone.
I thought that if you got the ball and you carried it into the end zone with your momentum, that it was a touchback, but obviously not.
He didn't carry it in as he knocked the ball back down at the 1, and then he proceeded on in the end zone. So good play.
Minute 2 to go and 99 yards to pay dirt for Pikeville.
Just gives them more operating room.
That's true. Well, I'll tell you what, I've seen this before. This is a pass play. Have no doubt this is a pass play because everybody in the stadium sees this double tight. They think they're going to give the ball to Dewberry in the end and let him run it out. Watch for the ball going to Tommy Parker. Well, maybe not. I've been wrong before. I'll tell you what, they've disappointed me tonight.
Yeah, great surge for that offensive line as he picks up 4 yards on the quarterback keeper. Straight up the middle for a gain of 4. Bring up 2nd and 6.
I told Mac the other day I thought I had him figured out. He said, "You be the first one," and obviously he was right. I'm totally lost on that one. Double tied again. Branton under center. Dewberry standing back on his goal line. Snap, and here's the pass play, and there's Tommy Parker, incomplete.
In and out of his hands.
Double coverage over on the far side there on Tommy Parker, and I tell you, they got a lot of respect for him now after a couple of nice plays he made in the first quarter.
He's a tremendous receiver.
So
we're down to 26 seconds remaining here in the first half. Pikeville College on top, 26-0.
2nd down and about 6, or 3rd down and about 6. They've not changed the marker over on the sideline. And again, Branton under center. We've got 2 wideouts to this side, and it looks like we're going to have a delay of game play maybe. Let's see.
Well, there's a lot of time left on the play clock. I'm not sure what the
I don't know what the official is talking about unless it's something to do with equipment. I believe it's going to be improper equipment maybe. I'm not sure what that call is.
All right.
Yeah, it's WWF. That's a chokehold. That's what it is.
Could have been an illegal substitution, as I think they maybe brought someone in there after they were set.
Could be. We need to get us one of those little cheat sheets like the officials carry so we can understand what all them signals are. but it is 3rd down and about 8 now. Branton under center, and Branton back in his own end zone rolling out. He's got a man open out there, and it is going to be complete out there to Greg Williamson.
First down.
1st and 10 Pikeville, and let's see, somebody's taking a timeout. They haven't signaled which way it's going to go yet. But with this break in the action, we'll take a break and be right back for the final 20 seconds of the first half. Welcome back to Shelby Valley as Pikeville College has the lead 26-0, and they've got the ball 1st and 10 at about the 13-yard line with 20 seconds to play here in the first half. Branton in the shotgun, takes the snap, he's looking, got a man across the middle. That's Terrence Pride, and Terrence Pride will get it across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. And again, looks like we'll have another timeout, Pikeville College, so we'll take another break and be right back on your Intermountain Sports Network. Welcome back to Shelby Valley as the Pikeville College Bears have the lead in this one, 26-0 with 13 seconds to play in the first half. And Branton in the shotgun, 4 wideouts. Branton takes a snap, he's looking downfield, got all kinds of time, going deep. Tommy Parker Jr., and the ball knocked up and bounced around, but it's going to fall incomplete as Parker tried to cut back to the inside and couldn't pull it in. That'll bring up a 3rd down and about 2 with 5 seconds to play here in the first half. As Pikeville trying to get one more in before the end of the half. And let's see what they're going to do here. This time they're going to come back out in the, looks like they're going to go trips to the far side, and the one man on this side will be Tommy Parker Jr. UK going with a prevent defense. They've got only 3 men rushing the quarterback. So that means they've got 8 men back in coverage. And this time a Hail Mary pass out there, and it will be incomplete. And that will be the end of the first half with your score. University of Kentucky 0, Pikeville College 6. And we'll be right back on your Intermountain Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you give your attention to the midfield area. Pikeville College launched its first football program last spring. For the effort to be successful, extraordinary funding was necessary to underwrite the operating costs for the first 2.5 years. In addition to the Board of Trustees, the faculty, students, and staff, the college was truly fortunate to have a number of enthusiastic friends to come forward and provide the special financial support necessary to establish the program. That support has continued during this first season. One of the very first individuals to pledge his financial support and his important advice and encouragement was Coach Hal Mummy of the University of Kentucky. On the field is Rob Manchester, head coach of UK's JV squad, presenting President Hal Smith with a significant check to be applied to the Pikeville College football program. This gift comes from the Hal Mummy Foundation. A special thanks to Coach Mummy and all the other special friends who are making football and the opportunities it provides possible at Pikeville College. Thank you very much.
Back to Shelby Valley, Kentucky. It's halftime, and it was kind of interesting to see Coach Hal Mummy donate a check to Pikeville College to help start the football program here. And, you know, we all want to thank him for that, and that's always a big boost to find out that we've got friends all over the state.
Friends in high places.
Well, absolutely is. He's the head coach at the University of Kentucky, and it's nice to know that he wants to see small college football flourish in this state.
Right, and he's certainly seen this Pikeville College team flourish in the first half, Charlie.
Well, Pikeville has the lead 26-0 at the half, and I think they'll be kicking off to Kentucky to start the second half here, but we've got some halftime stats for you, courtesy of Rick Bentley, the SID. You know, Kentucky had 3 first downs in the first half, 10 for Pikeville. They had 13 carries for a total of 14 yards rushing, did Kentucky. Pikeville had 14 carries for 68 yards. In the passing, Kentucky was 7 of 19 with 1 interception and 5 yards total passing offense. Scott Branton for Pikeville was 11 of 24 with no interceptions and 198 yards. So for the total offensive plays, Pikeville College had 38 plays for 266 yards total offense. Kentucky had 32 plays for 9 yards total offense. Time you take away all the sacks and everything. And let's see, interceptions, there was only 1 for Kentucky, or for Pikeville with no returns. Possession time, Kentucky did win that battle 1851 to 1109. Desmond Walls for Kentucky was I guess you'd have to say the leading rusher, as he had 8 carries for a negative 1 yard total. And Matt Casey, the quarterback, had 5 carries, all of which I think were sacks, for minus 13 yards. And passing, Casey was 7 of 18 with 1 interception, 5 yards. Desmond Walls did throw 1 out of the backfield. He was 0 for 1 with no yardage, of course. And receiving, Noah Gibson caught 2 passes for 14 yards. Matt Pajosevic had 1 reception for 2 yards. Mark Reardon had 1 for 2 yards. And Trey Duggan had 1 for a minus 1 yard. Now for the Pikeville College Bears, Derek Dewberry had 6 carries, 30 yards, an average of 5 yards a play. Carl Scriven carried the ball 4 times for 26. Marcus King 2 for 7. Scott Branton 1 for 3. Branton was 11 of 24 with 198 yards and 3 touchdowns. A 64-yard long touchdown pass. So that really runs down all the stats we have in the first half of the ball game, and it was all Pikeville College, as the stats and the score indicate. And in about 10 seconds, we're about ready to start second half play, Ken Hall.
All right, and Pikeville will be kicking their way to the University of Kentucky, and just as you could tell by those stats, it was just total domination by the Pikeville College Bears in this first half.
And Noah Gibson, I believe, will be the deep man for, is that 28 or 26?
26.
26. So that is Noah Gibson deep, and Mike Mahoney set to kick the ball off for Pikeville College, and we're ready for second half action as Mahoney's kick goes down the middle of the field, and it'll be fielded at about the 15-yard line. And Gibson tries to take it out the left side. He's got some blockers. He's made a couple of good moves. He's out up close to the 40-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. And let's see what kind of adjustments that the Kentucky coaching staff made at halftime against this strong Bear defense. It'll be 1st and 10, and they're going to mark it right at the 42-yard line, I believe.
Noah Gibson, another fine return on the kickoff, as he's been the one Wildcat that has shown had a good game so far tonight.
And Casey under center. He's got that staggered eye behind him, or split backfield, we'll call it, I guess. And this time he's going to hand it off to the second man through, and he runs into a wall of Bears out there as he'll pick up a couple of yards. That is 64 on the carry, Cliff Marshall. And, that's interesting. Offensive guard is what they've got him listed at here. So they put a offensive guard in the backfield to run the ball here, or change numbers on somebody one. And this time Kentucky again will go out of the split backfield. They've got 2 wideouts. Casey under center. 2nd and 9. And again, this time the give off on the other side, and Haji Jackson comes along and makes a good tackle coming in from that on the defensive end position. I'll spit it out in a minute.
All right, Desmond Walls on the carry, and nowhere to go as Haji Jackson gets him immediately.
So a loss of about 2. That'll make it 3rd down and 11 now for the Cats, as they thought they were going to come in here to a cat fight, but it looks like it's been a bear waller, as they've been all over them tonight. Had to get that one in there, Hall. And this time they split backfields. And Casey in the shotgun, 2 wideouts, split 1 to each side. And back to throw, he's under pressure, and big Michael Braxton with the sack as he'll drop him back close to the 30-yard line. It'll be 4th and a bunch for the Wildcats.
And this Pikeville defense comes out as strong to start this second half as they performed in the first half.
And they're going to spot the ball right on the 30-yard line. That'll be making it 4th down and about 22, if I can add right. So 2 minutes gone here in the second half, and it's been all Pikeville College again on defense. And this time the punt, a good booming punt this time. Williams back up to the 25-yard line. He breaks a couple of tackles, and he'll get up to about the 30 maybe. And let's see, Pikeville College will have it 1st and 10 now at about the 28-yard lines where they're going to finally spot him down. And let's see if the offense can get things going. I talked to Coach Mac Brown at halftime. I said, we had a power failure here at halftime. I said, Mac, you said you was going to throw the lights out of it, but this is a bit ridiculous. As the whole field went dark after a power surge, and we had to sit here and wait just a few minutes for them to warm back up.
2 wideouts to the left, 2 to the right.
Branton in the shotgun with 4 wideouts, 2 to each side. And Dewberry in the backfield. He throws it out wide out here to Terrence Pride. Pride has a block. It could be 6 as Pride is across the 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Pikeville College as Terrence Pride takes it 72 yards for another Pikeville College touchdown.
And what a way to start the second half. First play from scrimmage, Branton to Pride for 72 yards and a touchdown. Mr. Pride can be proud of that catch and return touchdown.
You knew you'd have to get that in once before the night was over.
And Pride having another great game.
You know, Terrence Pride has done an excellent job all season long for these Bears, and he just always finds a way to be open, and that makes the score 32-0 in favor of the Bears, and Mike Mahoney trying to add one to it here. We have some call made at the line of scrimmage up there. Don't know what's going on as Stevens puts the ball down, and this one blocked by Kentucky, and the ball down on the ground, and this one will go as no point on the extra point. So, you know, actually that ball isn't live play in college. They could have picked it up and ran it back for 2.
2 points.
But that will end the scoring drive of 72 yards on one play in about 15 seconds. So Pikeville on top 32-0, and we'll be right back on your Intermountain Sports Network. Welcome back to Shelby Valley, Kentucky, as Pikeville College is
Tomorrow night, Charlie. Tomorrow night you'll be in Prestonsburg.
I get so confused. That song "Traveling Man" has a lot of meaning when you do sports like we do. Fair catch called by Kentucky, and the ball at about the 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Trey Dugan there on the fair catch.
So with just 12:25 to go here in the second half, Pikeville College has increased that halftime lead up to 32-0, and Kentucky back on the offensive unit again. The stat of time of possession is kind of deceiving with the way Pikeville College scores.
Yes, it is.
And here comes that split backfield again. This time, Kentucky under center. Casey takes the snap. Hands it off on the outside over there, and he slips the tackle, and he's going to pick up some yardage. His Walls will get out close to the first down yardage. Let's see where they finally mark him down at. He's going to be out across the 40 and about the 42, 43-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and about 3 for Kentucky.
Nice run by Desmond Walls.
Yeah. You know, they're trying to get the ball on the ground as obviously the passing attack hasn't had as much power as usual for the Kentucky Wildcats, which is something you don't see often. And Casey again under center with the split backs. Takes the snap. This time he hands it off to the second man through. And is that, what's he wearing? Number 22 out there for Kentucky, Mike Brum. And Brum will pick up a yard.
So we're going to bring up a 3rd and a long 2.
So 3rd and 2 now for Kentucky. 11:25 to go here in the third quarter, and it's like I say, it's been all Pikeville College in this whole ball game so far, as they have totally dominated the Wildcats.
Yeah, they certainly have.
And Kentucky again with the split backfield, 2 wideouts. And Pikeville College looks like they're coming with some pressure here, as they've got 8 men on the line of scrimmage. And Casey does not like the looks of that, as he's going to come up and change his play. And this time he's going to try to hand it off up the middle, and nothing there. It'll be 4th and about 2, maybe 3, as he may have lost a yard on that one. Let's see where they finally spot him at. I can't even see who the ball carrier is. He was covered up in orange. Looks like that'll be Brum again on the carry. You know, that's a tough. when Pikeville comes up and brings all them men up line of scrimmage, it's going to be tough to run up the middle on.
It certainly is, and Kentucky going into punt formation now.
So a loss of 1, we'll say, on the play, making it 4th down and about 3. Well, they're not going to move the marker much. We'll call it 4th and 2. Kentucky in punt formation, back deep for Pikeville is T.J. Hudson. And Pikeville not look. I don't think Pikeville really looking for the punt here, as they know the reputation of Pikeville of Kentucky, and nobody fooled on the Pikeville College defense, so they'll turn it over on downs as Michael Braxton comes back and will drop him at about the 42-yard line. You know, when T.J. Hudson drops back, Michael Williams and other wide receivers comes in, that they're looking for the fake punt here.
And a fine job by the Bear defense, because they're not fooled at all.
So turnover on downs by Kentucky. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears with the ball at about the 41-yard line. 10 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter, and I guess this just about qualifies as a blowout here at this point. Scott Branton in the shotgun, 4 wideouts, 2 to each side. Dewberry the single setback. Branton sees something on the defense, making an audible call here. The blitz being shown by Kentucky. The ball thrown out there over Tommy Parker's head as he read the blitz. I don't know what happened on that. It looked like he thought Parker was going to go a little deeper.
So Pikeville now facing a 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, don't seem like 10 yards is a long way for them when they're on like they have been tonight. 2nd down and 10. Again, the 4 wideouts, 2 to each side. Branton in the shotgun with Dewberry. And looks like Kentucky coming up trying to press hard on the outside. And here comes the draw up the middle to Dewberry. And Dewberry might have got positive yardage. Not very much. And it'll be 3rd down and long for Pikeville. Watch out. Watch for if Kentucky comes up in that press man defense there, watch for Coach Bryan to try to throw the ball deep on them here.
Yes, facing a 3rd and 10.
But again, Kentucky backs off as they're giving a good 10, 15-yard cushion to those wide receivers on the outside. Branton in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's got time. He throws it underneath again. That is that Williams? Yep, Williams. And Williams will get out to about the 35-yard line. Let's see what they're going to mark it at about the 35-yard line. So he will be short of the 1st down, but it'll be 4th and short. And I don't see the punting unit coming on. So look for Pikeville to go for it here.
A good tackle there by Eric Ogletree as he drove him out of bounds, prevented him from picking up the 1st down yardage.
Let's see. So it's going to be 4th and about 6. I mean about 4. Pickup of about 4. Pickup of about 6. It is 4th down and 4. And Branton in the shotgun. He's got 4 wideouts, 2 to each side, and back to throw. He fakes the handoff inside and throws it over on the outside. Incomplete, intended for Terrence Pride, and it will fall short. So UK now will take over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 35 for the Wildcats.
8:28 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and Pikeville College on top, 32 to nothing.
And let's see if Kentucky doesn't try to mix it up a little bit. They've not been able to run the ball here in the 2nd half, and they've attempted it quite a bit. You know, I look for them maybe to start trying to throw the little screen pass again, or maybe some kind of a little down and out, or some kind of short pass to try to open it up a little bit. Split backfield behind Casey. He's under center, 2 wideouts, 1 to each side. And looks like Pikeville coming with another stunt up the middle. And this time he's going to hand it again over to the outside. That is Wall, and Wall runs into a wall of Bears and goes down.
Does. Not much there. He picked up maybe a yard.
And so we're going to say no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats here, as the Kentucky offense struggling mightily against the Bear defense so far in this ball game.
Yes, they are. They've been unsuccessful at everything they've tried so far. These Bears really playing a great game tonight on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, you know, an experienced Pikeville team they won 6 in a row after their early loss to Georgetown, and that little pass out there, again, the ball evidently slips out of the hand of the Kentucky quarterback as he throws it down into the ground. It'll be 3rd down and 10 now from the 35. Casey having a rough time back there at the quarterback position tonight. And let's see, 3rd and 10. Don't know really what to look for from Kentucky. They've got an unconventional offense out there so far. And they're going to come back up with that split backfield. This time, Casey will drop back in the shotgun. He'll have 2 wideouts, 1 to each side. Waiting, and back to throw. He's under some pressure as the front line comes in hard, and he's going to be hit as he throws the ball by. And the ball thrown out there incomplete. No flag. Is there a flag on the play over on the far side? So possibly a pass interference call. I don't know.
Possibly. There was contact with the receiver, but it's very close as to whether it was before the ball got to that point.
I was watching Casey get decked back there by Haji Jackson as he came across from his defensive end position. He makes a quarterback live a rough life in that backfield.
He certainly does. Quite an athlete.
It will be a pass interference foul against Pikeville College and an automatic first down. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball at about the 38-yard line, and 7.5 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Excuse me. And Kentucky will come back with the split backfield. In the shotgun back there will be the Kentucky quarterback. And this time he's going to try to throw the little screen pass out to the outside again and again. Nothing there but the ball on the ground. Let's see. Where did he go to? Let's see. Looks like
he's brought down for no gain
on the play. Looked like the ball came loose over on the far side, and he might have picked it back up. It'll be 2nd down and about 10, though, as he got back to the original line of scrimmage. And again, Kentucky having a hard time back there in the backfield, trying to shake the Pikeville College defenders. They like to run that little slip screen to the outside, and it has just not been there all night. Casey back in the shotgun. Another high snap, but he pulls it down. And he's in trouble, stands up over that big offensive line, and what a hit out there.
Pass completed to Brandon O'Brien.
Justin Gordon comes in to drill him just as he gets his hands on that one. And again, the Pikeville College defense delivering the blows out there all night.
Tell you what, this Pikeville College defense tonight has looked a lot like the Mississippi State defense did against UK last Saturday. Looked like they've got 15 or 16 players out there on the field. They're just covering them from every angle.
So 3rd down and 7. Casey back to throw. He's got time. This time he's going deep and just overthrows his receiver. That was 83, I believe.
33. Desmond Walls.
Desmond Walls coming out of the field. And Walls was open for just a second.
And Casey had that's the best protection he's had all night, as he had plenty of time to throw that ball.
4th down and 8. And punt team coming on for Kentucky. And back deep for Pikeville is Greg Williamson, number 8.
Thornton back to punt it.
And the snap a little bit low, but no rush by Pikeville. Good booming kick as it's going to go down inside the 10-yard line, and it's going to roll out of bounds. Well, actually, Kentucky will down it at about the 8, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Pikeville College now, with 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Pikeville on top 32-0, and we'd like to thank the Shelby Valley administration for letting Pikeville College play one of their home games up here. A beautiful field out here, although it has been got some rough treatment tonight with the rain and everything.
Right, just a great facility up here. You'll not find many facilities better than this in the high school football. Tremendous, and always great hospitality up here at Shelby Valley.
We've been up here quite a bit doing a lot of the high school football games, and they have always treated us very well. Branton under center. He's got the double tight formation and 2 wideouts. And this time he's going to give the ball to Derek Dewberry in the backfield, and Dewberry trying to pick his way forward, will get out across the 10 to about the 12-yard line. A pickup of about 4, and it'll be 2nd down and 6 for Pikeville College here. And I tell you, they've just been clicking on all cylinders so far in this ball game, as they've eat up a bunch of real estate on the offensive end and in some big plays. I know they had a 78-yard touchdown, a 64-yard touchdown.
Big plays.
Branton takes a snap, drops back to throw out there to Tommy Parker, and tell you, a good tackle out there, because if single coverage on Tommy Parker, you'd better bring him down.
Jim Benson, number 21, a fine tackle. Benson, a 5'8", 170-pound junior from Naperville, Illinois. And like you said, that was a big, big play there because had Parker gotten loose, there was a lot of open real estate in front of him.
Yeah, that's true. You know, Parker he is one of the fastest kids out there that they've got. And, you know, he gets open on that sideline, you better have somebody close to him because you're not going to run him down from behind. Branton under center, 3rd and 7, or 3rd and 6. And back to throw is Branton. He's rolling out to his left. He's going deep. He's got a man. Terrence Pride just overthrows him. It would have been another proud moment for Terrence if he'd have caught that one.
It certainly would have. Just out of his reach as he had a couple of steps on his man.
So 4th down, and we'll call it about 6, a long 6. And here comes the punting unit on for Pikeville College. And looks like Shelby Valley native Michael Burke will get a punt on his home field once again as he's going to drop back in punt formation back at about his own goal line. 4:36 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Pikeville College on top 32-0. And the Shelby Valley native Michael Burke. Here comes the UK rush. Burke gets the punt off, but he might have been hit as there's a flag on the play. Let's see, it'll be down at about the 20-yard line. Let's see what the penalty flag is going to be.
Not sure if the ball was blocked or not. It appeared that it could have been partially blocked.
Holding against Pikeville College.
Sure, that'll be declined.
You would think so.
I would think so.
You know,
UK will have possession inside the Pikeville 10-yard line.
So yeah, you can't beat that kind of field position, I don't believe.
I don't believe so. As UK opened one drive in the second half at the Pikeville 22-yard line and still came away empty-handed.
Well, you know, going to be a stiff test right here for the Pikeville College defense as this is Pikeville with their back against the wall, so to speak, because Kentucky has it deep in the red zone. We're going to say the ball is 1st and goal from the 9. And Casey under center, got the split backfield behind him. And reverse coming back to this side, and there's nobody there. One man to beat. And look at that. That is some good running out there by that man as Larry Forrester finally rides him out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. He had just one man to beat Larry Forrester, and he couldn't do it.
And that reverse by Tom Malloy, and he couldn't get away. Great pursuit by Pikeville College. We've got a flag
penalty
now
on Pikeville College. I believe that may be improper equipment. I'm not sure. It was illegal participation, Pikeville College. Does that mean they have 12 men on the field?
I told you they played all night like they got 15 or 16 out there. Maybe they did on that play.
It's already confused the official if they didn't have his.
And the Bears take a timeout. So with 4:15 to go in the 3rd quarter, your score, Pikeville College 32, the University of Kentucky nothing.
Welcome back to Shelby Valley as Pikeville College has the lead 32-0, but Kentucky threatening as they've got it 1st and goal from the 5 on the illegal participation penalty against Pikeville. And actually the ball really more or less at the 4.5-yard line. Again, the staggered eye back behind Kentucky. And the ball given up on the right side, not much there. He might have got a yard out of it.
Mike Brum on the carry.
As Kentucky trying to power the ball into the end zone down here deep. You know, Casey not able to get a pass off. It wasn't being very effective on the pass as I think he only had 5 yards passing in the first half. So it looks like they're going to try to go with that power running game here in the second half. 2nd down and goal from the 4. And again, back to pass. This time it's Casey. There's a flag on the play. The ball is caught. No, incomplete as he couldn't hold on to it when he went to the ground. So it'll be incomplete. We have a illegal receiver downfield, I think, or illegal forward motion for Kentucky. Let's see. It'll be, I wonder if Pikeville will probably take the penalty, I would think. Let's see what the call is going to be here and see where they mark it off to. If not, it would be 3rd and goal. Yeah, let's see what the official has to. Illegal motion. And it'll be against Kentucky.
Brings the ball back to the 9-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal from there.
So Kentucky backs themselves up on the 5-yard penalty. I tell you, almost a touchdown catch. Of course, it wouldn't have counted because of the penalty anyway.
Great effort there by Mark Reardon.
And again, this time, Casey in the shotgun, split backs, one on either side. And again, another bad snap. He's under pressure, gets rid of this one out in the flats, and he'll go down over there. I believe that is Tony Miller on the carry, or on the tackle. And it'll be 3rd down and goal from about the 9.
Mike Brum on the reception, and Tony Miller all over him.
You know, Pikeville is just going to the ball so hard tonight. Actually, we'll call it 3rd and goal from the 9, as they're going to give him a yard reception on that, or maybe 3rd and goal from the 8. It's hard to tell from this distance. And 3 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Casey in the shotgun, one back in the backfield, 2 wide outs to the near side, and back to throw. He's throwing it across the middle. Knocked loose in there by Larry Forrester, and another good defensive play by the Pikeville College secondary, and that'll bring up 4th and goal from the 9. So will Kentucky try the field goal here, or will they try to go for 6? I'm assuming they'll go for 6, down by 32 with just under 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. I'd imagine they're going to try to get as many on the board as they can.
And they will go for it. 4th and goal.
And let's see, Casey will go from the shotgun. He'll have 2 personal protectors back there, we'll call them, as he is set up with a man on either side of him. And here comes that Pikeville College rush. He's in trouble and gets it away. Touchdown for University of Kentucky, but flags all over the place back here. Probably holding on Kentucky, I would think. Yep. It will be clipping, as B.J. Jackson had his knees taken out from him back there, and that one will come back again.
Here the Kentucky finally got on the board, but it'll be coming back.
A short-lived score, as it only lasted for about a second or so there. Offsides on the defense, clipping on the offense, offsetting penalties. Repeat, 4th down.
And what was the penalty on the Pikeville College defense?
Offsides.
Offsides.
Kind of a late. I'm going to call it a late flag because I didn't see it.
I didn't see a flag until the end of the play.
And that hurts, Pikeville, because that's a 10-yard penalty versus a 5-yard penalty on that play. But regardless, it is 4th down and goal from the 9.
I think the block clip is a 15-yard penalty. And holding is 10. So big difference, but
still offsetting penalties. And the staggered eye behind Casey. He is under center, dropping backpedaling, in trouble. He is going to go, well, maybe not. He rolls out and gets out of the trouble, throws it into the end zone. Touchdown. No, out of bounds. Incomplete pass, turnover on downs back to Pikeville College. Interesting call down there.
It certainly is. As that catch made by Trey Dugan, and appeared he was airborne and knocked out of bounds after catching the ball, but nevertheless they call him out of bounds.
And the official actually right there on the spot.
Right on it.
So. He could see it better than we could. I don't know. I'm like you. I thought he was going to score. But regardless, it is 1st and 10 for the Bears from the 9-yard line. And Casey made that happen all possible. He should have been sacked and just rolled out of the pocket and got ahead enough to throw the ball. Branton throws it out to Dusty Hall. Dusty Hall will pick up about 4 or 5 yards out there, and that's got to be a hometown favorite here, as this is where he played his high school football here at Shelby Valley.
Right, Dusty Hall had a tremendous career here at Shelby Valley.
So pick up a 5, 2nd down and 5 now for Pikeville. Just over 2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Pikeville with Cripps to the near side and one wide out to the far side. Branton in the hurry-up offense, looks like he's going to throw it again out there to Dusty Hall. Throws it a little short, but a flag coming from way back in the backfield. And be an interesting call to see what that official calls from that spot on the field. And let's see what the call is going to be. A legal block below the waist by Pikeville College, so
Be half the distance to the goal.
and that will bring up. So we'll repeat second down if they take the penalty. They're not moving anything yet, so let's see what Kentucky is going to do. They're discussing it and thinking about what to do here. Of course, I don't know. I would think you would want to back this offense up.
And they do take the penalty, so that'll back it up to the 6-yard line.
So it'll be second down and about 12. And looks like Pikeville will go with 4 wideouts, 2 to each side. Branton in the shotgun. Dewberry back there beside of him. Branton takes the snap. And Branton deep in his own end zone throws it out to Derek Dewberry, incomplete. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 12 for Pikeville. And trying to run the little screen play in there and just maybe a little bit too high for Dewberry to handle. Kind of one of those iffy things. It wasn't thrown exactly right, but he might have, should have, ought have caught it anyway.
Well, it's still catchable,
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 12. 1:48 to play in the 3rd quarter. Pikeville in the shotgun, 4 wideouts, 2 to each side. Branton in the shotgun. Dewberry the single setback. And the play call coming in from the sideline. Let's see what we're going to have here. Branton takes the snap, back to throw. He's got some time. He is hit almost hit as he throws the ball. Dusty Hall pulls the catch in. Will get out to about the 12-yard line, but that'll be well short of the 1st down. So Pikeville College will be faced with a 4th and about 7. And let's see, here comes the punting unit in again. And Scott Branton will drop back to kick again, as it is 4th down. We'll call it 4th and about 5 as when they finally get the ball spotted.
1:10 on the clock running here.
Branton standing on his goal line. And Terrence Pride talking to him. Here comes the rush for Kentucky. Branton gets the kick away. And it's a wobbly kick, but it takes a Pikeville bounce, and it will bounce down inside the 40 to about the, we'll call it the 43-yard line. And the total offense right now through 3 quarters, UK has had 49 yards for a minus 8 yards.
49 plays.
49 plays for a minus 8 yards. Pikeville College has had 49 plays for 354 yards of total offense. So not a defensive struggles, I don't guess we would say, as the Bears have really been rolling up the yardage and the points as well, as they lead this one 32-0 with 51 seconds to go. And another big defensive play as the ball carrier tackled in there. Looks like that is Travis Washington on the tackle for a loss of about 2. And it'll be 2nd down and about 12 for Kentucky. As I tell you, you just can't say enough. There's not enough expletives out there to use on this Pikeville College defense so far today.
Absolutely. What a tremendous game they've had.
I mean, anytime you can hold this is an NAIA team against a Division I team that has held them to a minus 10 yards total offense in this ballgame. And back to throw is Casey, incomplete, and another flag coming out as probably another pass interference call as one came rainbowing in from way back in the backfield. And Justin Gordon looks like was the man on the play. Let's see what the call is going to be.
And it is pass interference, the initial signal.
The man in the white hat is going to call that one. And let's see. I don't know, sometimes I think those officials are like bird dogs. They're backing up the point of the other one. As soon as that one flag goes up, another one will come up just to make it legitimate. It'll be should be for automatic 1st down for Kentucky, as it is if it's pass interference, which Well,
What
let's
the
see.
call is they spot the ball right back at the line of scrimmage.
But they're going to mark it first down. Are they going to move the first down chains? Yep, they're going to move them back. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from about right at the 45-yard line. 8 seconds to play here in the third quarter, and that was kind of an interesting call. And I guess you get the ball right where the spot of the foul occurred, and here is the run and, well, the attempted run.
Not much there.
He may have picked up one, and that will end. That brings us right to the end of the third quarter. Pikeville College 32, Kentucky nothing. And we'll be right back on your Intermountain Sports Network.
I didn't know
either.
that's the end of the quarter or the end of your life. I thought you said that's the end and you died.
I started to go, and I said, well, he's going to say something. I'm going to give him it. Welcome back to Shelby Valley as it is 2nd and 10 for UK, and Casey in trouble, gets rid of the ball. It is intercepted by Pikeville College. We have a flag on the play, but I believe that one will stand, as I think that will be a clipping penalty against Kentucky. And Travis Willis comes up with the big interception for Pikeville College.
Yeah, great interception as he went high in the air to pull that ball in.
Gave up his body, so to speak.
And the penalty was against UK, declined, so Pikeville College takes over.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Bears now at the 11-yard line. 14:51 to go here in the ball game, and Pikeville on top 32-0. And as always, I guess we want to congratulate the Shelby Valley people again on the hospitality they've shown to Pikeville College and the University of Kentucky here tonight. Also, if you're big Pikeville College fans, remember the Bear Facts, our coaches show for Pikeville College, will move to 9 o'clock Wednesday evening. And this time the double tied again for Branton. Branton gives the ball up. I believe that was Dewberry, I think. He got a late flag on the field, and that will probably be a holding call, I would imagine.
I think the moisture in the air here tonight when we've had all this rain has gotten those flags slippery. There's one slipping out on every play now.
Just can't seem to hold on to them, can they? Oh, 14:41 to play. Let's see what the call is going to be here. Is the man in the white hat is about to tell us. Holding Pikeville College. And I'm sure they will back Pikeville up half the distance of the goal line to the 5-yard line. We'll repeat first down. First, and we'll call it 1st and 15 for Pikeville. And it is, the clock is starting to roll, so it is 14 and a half minutes to play. Branton back to throw. And evidently a missed, just a busted play kind of thing there. I don't think the ball was probably a timing pattern. And I don't know if Branton got confused or the receivers got confused. But it will be 2nd down and 16 now from the 6-yard line. Started reading the scoreboard over there, and I don't believe that's the 12. 14:28 to go. Again, double tight for Pikeville. Both wide receivers are to the right side. And looks like we're going to flip-flop one of the tight ends coming into the backfield. And this time they're going to give the ball over there to Marcus King, and Marcus would know where to go as he is going to go down. So that will bring up a 3rd down and long for Pikeville College. That was Bill Dixon coming from his tight end spot back into the backfield to run as a blocking back for Marcus King, but nothing there to be had. So it is 3rd down and about 17 or 18, we'll say, for Pikeville College. The ball back inside the 5-yard line. Branton under center, back to throw. He has time. He's got a man open. Terrence Pride has the ball. He has one man to beat. He's cutting back to the inside, and he is going to be drugged down at the 30-yard line. So if Terrence Pride had kept his footing, that would have been another 6 points.
Certainly would have, right on the 30. So that being a
we'll call
70, it'd be a 64-yard pass play to Terrence Pride.
Terrence Pride showing all kinds of ability out there tonight. we'll have to make sure we get the final stats and give those to the fans tonight, because he's probably had a 200-yard passing game so far.
What a throw that was by Scott Branton.
1st and 10 for the Bears from the 30-yard line. Branton under center. Again, double tight. This time he's going to give the ball to Marcus King up on the inside. Marcus will get down to about the 26-yard line, pickup of about 4. 2nd down and 6 for Pikeville now. And again, the Bears on a roll. Just when you think Kentucky thinks they got them pinned in there deep, one play later, they're down 60 yards down the field. Big playability.
Absolutely.
And they're a threat from anywhere on this football field. Again, 2 wideouts are to the right side, double tied in, and Branton again gives the ball inside to Marcus King. King has a hole. He may go. Oh, nice move inside by Marcus King as he scampers about 26 yards for a Pikeville College touchdown, and that makes it 38-0, Pikeville over Kentucky.
Beautiful run by Marcus King.
He just kind of left that guy in his shoes back here in the backfield. As like I say, Pikeville College with 3 almost interchangeable running backs, and they can hurt you anywhere on the field. And Mike Mahoney, looks like they're going to go for 2, as Mahoney not coming onto the field, as he had the last 2 kicks have been blocked, haven't they?
And they will go for 2. Branton in the shotgun.
3 wideouts to the far side, and Tommy Parker the single wideout here to the near side. Branton rolls out, throws it just out of the reach of Dusty Hall over on the end zone.
A great effort there by Dusty as he leaps out with one hand, tries to pull it in, but incomplete.
So with 12:47 to go in the ball game, Pikeville College 38, Kentucky nothing. We'll be right back on your Intermountain Sports Network. Welcome back to Shelby Valley, Kentucky, as Pikeville College has the lead 38-0, and Mike Mahoney boots a short kick, fair catch called over there by the front line of the Kentucky defense. That's kind of an interesting play. I've never seen a lineman make a fair catch call before.
Well, and they'll have the ball right on the 49-yard line. They're on 49, will UK.
I'm starting to wonder if Coach Zach Willis not just trying to dare Kentucky to score at this point, the way that the ball game's been played. They've manhandled this Kentucky offense so far.
They certainly have. Total domination on both sides of the ball.
And a lot of new clean jerseys out there in the ball game now for Pikeville College. And Casey going deep, has a man, and incomplete. Who is that on the breakup over? Is that Courtney Rump again? Nope. I can't see the number over there. Is that?
I believe that's Larry Forster.
Larry Forster?
Number 41.
Okay.
Did he show some speed on that? As this man had 3 steps on him, and he closed on him in a hurry.
And Bobby Collins into the ball game at defensive end for Pikeville. Another Shelby Valley native up here.
Bobby's played a lot of football on this field.
Yes, sir. And Bobby Collins in here at the defensive end on our side of the field. And back to throw again is Kentucky, and intercepted in the middle in there. Tony Miller comes up with another big interception for Pikeville College, as that is the 3rd interception of Kentucky here in this ball game, and Pikeville will have it 1st and 10 again.
And a lot of clean jerseys coming in here.
And not much there, as it'll be 2nd down and about 8 for Kentucky here. Let's see. As Pikeville College has this one well in hand. They've got the lead 38-0 with 10 minutes to play in the ball game. Kentucky will have it 2nd down, and I don't know. They've never moved the markers, and there's the ball is getting spotted finally. What we got?
About the 22-yard line, so it should be a 2nd and 6.
And we've got a official timeout out there. I don't know what's going on with the officials, but they don't like something that's going on. Looks like they're having a discussion or something. Don't know what exactly is happening, but we've got a timeout. I don't see any flag. Maybe an equipment problem, as they're sending a player off the field, and And we're ready to go back to action now. I think as the officials somebody may have been scratched, had some blood on them or something like that, or some kind of a broken piece of equipment that they couldn't fix. Calico in shotgun and back to throw. He throws a little out pattern out there again, and not much. Well, I don't think he's going to get down inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2.
Pass was complete to 22 Brum, so that'll be 3rd down and about 2 for Kentucky. 8:55 to play in the ball game. Calico brings his play in from the sideline. And Calico in the shotgun, one single back set, 2 wide outs to the far side, 1 to the near side. And Calico waiting for the snap, takes it and backpedaling, ready to throw. Calico in trouble, gets rid of it, and incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down and about 2 for Kentucky on about the 17-yard line with 8:29 to play here in the ball game. This one has been all Pikeville as they have dominated this one from the opening drive all the way up to this point in the ball game. And so far the Bears pitching a shutout as it is 4th and 2 for Kentucky from the 17-yard line. They trail it 38-0 with 8.5 minutes to play. And Calico gets his call from the sideline. He'll bring it back into the huddle, and he better hurry as there's only 10 seconds on the play clock. And Calico under center. And looks like Kentucky's going to have to call a timeout. And with that, we'll take a break and be right back on your Intermountain Sports Network. Welcome back to Shelby Valley as it's Pikeville College 38, Kentucky nothing. And it's 4th and 2 for the Cats. Calico in the shotgun, 2 wide outs, 1 to each side, and a bad snap. He pulls it down, throwing it deep, incomplete. Just overthrows his man as he was wide open going into the end zone. And
got a flag down.
And we have a flag on the play over here on the sideline. It could be interesting. It'll be offsides against the Bears, so that will be enough yardage for a 1st down for Kentucky. So it'll be first and 10 for the Cats at about probably the 12-yard line, as I think the ball was spotted on the 17. So Kentucky with one more shot to get on the board here with 8.5 minutes to play. And, you know, of course, a lot of young players out there for Pikeville at this point. 1st and 10 from the 12, 38-0, 8:24 to play. Calico in the shotgun. Takes the snap, backpedaling, looking, going across the middle, another incomplete pass as that one well overthrown of the receiver. So that will bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 12 with 8:19 to play. And, you know, Pikeville College seems like the more they come, they're still just about as good as they were when they started.
Yes, they are.
A very, very deep team as 2nd and 3rd team at most positions is pretty strong. And Calico again will come out in the shotgun. This time he'll have a split backfield back with him and 2 wide outs to the left side. And Calico again backpedaling, looking to throw, going into the end zone. Incomplete as that pass broken up by Larry Forrester.
Out there on the coverage again.
So 3rd down and 10 from the 12. And Michael Braxton coming out of the game. And not very many clean or dirty jerseys out there for Pikeville at this point. And Calico gets his play from the sideline, brings it back into the huddle. It is 3rd down and 10 from 12. 8:13 to play. 3 wide outs this time, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Calico in the shotgun. Single setback back there with him. And Calico again backpedaling, looking to throw, under pressure. Underthrows his receiver as Calico will be able to say he got dirty tonight as he took a lick after he threw that one. Probably right in the worst place on the field to get dirty at this point.
Yeah, it looks like the Wildcats are going to go for a field goal here.
4th down and 10, the ball on the 12, so they'll spot this one at about the, let's see, probably the 17-yard line.
Or looks like it's going to spot it right on the 20.
So this will be a 30-yard field goal attempt for the University of Kentucky. And the field goal kicker for Kentucky is from Bosnia. And this first kick is up, and it is good. So Kentucky gets on the board with 8 minutes to go in the ball game. It is 38-3, Pikeville College. And we'll be right back on your Intermountain Sports Network. Welcome back to Shelby Valley, Kentucky, as it's Pikeville College 38, Kentucky 3, and look for the onside kick maybe from Kentucky at this point, down by 35 with 8 minutes, and here it comes. And let's see, did Pikeville, was they able to recover it?
Hank Mullins right on top of the ball. Good job by Mullins.
So the young man from Prestonsburg again makes his presence known, as he has gotten a few opportunities to play football at this level, and he has made the best of them. As it is 1st and 10 for the Bears now.
And here comes the rain again.
And it is 1st and 10 from about the 47-yard line of Kentucky. Jonathan Wright in at quarterback. It's that Marcus King, I believe, at the setback. We've got double tight, 2 wideouts to the far side, and here comes the rush by. No, that's not King at the tailback. They've switched tailbacks on me.
Jason Williams looks like 16.
16, Jason Williams from Valdosta, Georgia, 5'9", 180 pounds. Listed as a defensive back, so that's kind of interesting.
Yes, it is.
7.5 minutes to play, 38-3.
Carl Scrivens checks in now, so Williams comes out.
Scriven back in now. Loss of 1, 2nd 11 from 48. He's not on the team.
Okay. And 7:19 to play. Right underneath the center. And here comes the ball given to Carl Scriven. Scriven trying to get to the outside, fights his way out, and he'll be ridden out of bounds at about the 45 or 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 7. And number 16 is Gary Greer from Harlan, Kentucky. And they changed numbers on us tonight. So
3rd down and long, about 8 to 5.
we're going to call it 3rd and 7 for Pikeville here. Right under center, dropping back, looking to throw. Got all kinds of time. Got a man open over here on the sideline. That's Kelsey Baker. And let's see where the spot's going to be. It's going to be close to 1st down yardage. He's going to be about the 38-yard line. And let's see what the call is going to be here.
Looks like he's going to be about a yard short.
And let's see. Well, I would expect Pikeville to go for it here. Is we've got a kid out there they want to reward, and Coach said if he could get down inside the 5-yard line late in the ball game, he would put him in and let him run the ball. And I'm sure he's trying to get him down there. And of course, John Wright wants to get some more stats in this ball game too. Is make the best of every opportunity that you get. So 4th and about 1. Wright takes the quarterback sneak, and Jonathan Wright looks like he's got the 1st down as he's going to be up close to the 35-yard line. It's 5:57 to go here in the ball game. 38-3, Pikeville College on top, and they've got the 1st down right at the 35-yard line on the quarterback sneak by quarterback John Wright. And right in the shotgun, this time he's got 4 wideouts, trips to the far side, and a single receiver on this near side. And takes the snap, going deep. He's got Kelvin Gibbs open. Oh, just overthrows him. Kelvin Gibbs had a 5-yard separation from his man, and that would have been 6 for Pikeville College, but the ball falls a little long. So with 5:41 to go, it is 2nd down and 10 from the 35. And Pikeville College, just starting to move. Well, it looks like they're running the ball rather quickly here as Wright takes the snap, going to throw the little wide out pass, and he gets it over on the outside out there to
Paul Jones.
So Paul Jones will pick up a couple as he'll get down to about the 33-yard line, a pickup of about 2. 2nd down and about 7. And the Pikeville College team getting their signals over here from the sideline. Coach McBride We've got Cripps to the near side, one wide out to the far side, that being Kelvin Gibbs. Scriven the single set back in the backfield, and Jonathan Wright in at quarterback. Wright in the shotgun. Taking the snap. And snap a little bit high. Wright pulls it down. He's got some time. He is under pressure. Stumbles ahead and gets up to about the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 4. That'll bring up a 4th down and about 3 for Pikeville here with 4:40 to go in the ball game.
Good job by Wright to regain his balance there as he lost his footing, almost went down.
Greer will come in at the quarterback position as Wright will take a break here with 4.5 minutes to play. So Greer in the shotgun. We've got 4 wide outs, 2 to each side. Single set back in the backfield is Carl Scriven. And a snap. They're going to try to throw it out to Scriven, and the ball this fumbled, and Kentucky will take over at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 with 4:14 to play in the ball game.
Problem there was the high snap. By the time he gathered the ball in, the pressure was already in on him.
So 38-3 with 4:14 to play. Pikeville College has this one well in hand at this point. Matter of fact, I'd say it's just about impossible for Kentucky to come back. Mathematically, anyway. Of course, a couple scoring drives like Pikeville College had in the first quarter, it's possible. Take 15 seconds on a scoring drive, that's pretty quick.
Right, pretty quick.
And Calico still in at quarterback, in the shotgun. 2 wide outs, 1 to each side, and split backfield with him in the back. Calico back to throw, going deep. This one up for grabs and incomplete. So 2nd down and 10 for Pikeville College.
And what better name for a cat than Calico? Yeah, I just couldn't let that one go by tonight. But Calico at quarterback for the Cats. 2nd and 10 now. Calico in the shotgun. 2 receivers split wide left, 1 to the right. Calico back. Pressure coming. He gets it away. Complete over the middle to the 45, the 50, 45, and down at the Pikeville College 43 is Joey Sims. Nice play there. Calico to Sims. Sims, a 5'10", 180-pound sophomore from Bardstown, Kentucky. And UK now will have a 1st and 10 at the Pikeville 43-yard line. Clock running, 3:55 remaining in the ball game. It's been all Pikeville College as they lead 38-3. Calico drops it, picks it back up, and he's going down. Great pressure once again from that Pikeville College defensive front. Brought down by number 61, Doug Screen. And we'd like to welcome Mr. Rick Bentley. And Rick, another tremendous ball game with these Pikeville College Bears.
It's been a fun year. It really has. I've got a column right here in a few minutes, and I would imagine that that'll be a lot of what I try to get across. That, you know, you go back to that night we were down at Georgetown and kicked this thing off a couple of months ago, and it's been phenomenal. And I'll tell you what, I want to take this opportunity. We've gotten a tremendous coverage from the media. Brad Lockard at the News Express has been great. The folks at East Kentucky Broadcasting, and you folks with WPRG have just been phenomenal. We couldn't have asked for any better coverage. I think if I'm not mistaken, you guys missed 1 game this year or something like that, and we couldn't ask for better coverage.
Right, we've really enjoyed it, and we just can't get over what a program that's being built here this quick. The first year. It's just phenomenal.
It's been a lot of fun, you know, and we've had 3 home games this year and just had monsoons twice.
Right.
You know, and one of those we had 1,000 people there. Then we had the one clear day at Pikeville. We had about 3,000, and tonight we didn't have a tremendous crowd, but you know, you can expect that with weather like this.
Right. We had tornado warnings earlier this afternoon and heavy rains, and still had a pretty good crowd out here.
Yeah, I think so too.
And the snap goes over Calico's head, and he's down back at the 27-yard line.
And honestly, Ken, I mean, some of the players that we've played against this year, they don't get a lot of reps in practice, and and it shows. I mean, it does, because the guys that we run out there every day, they're the ones that are getting the snaps in practice and doing all the things like that. But I tell you, there's so much talent out here on this field for Pikeville College right now that I'm not so sure. I mean, I'm sure it makes some difference. We've had 2 shutouts. Nobody has scored more than 7 points on us since the first game of the season.
That's a phenomenal record right there.
I don't remember. I had it in the notes somewhere where we'd given up like 27 points in 6 games, and so we've given up 3. So we've given up 30 points, which when you consider that we gave up 34 the first night, and we've given up 36 in the next 7 games. What, you know, for one thing, I guess we should point out it says something about Georgetown, but it also says something about once this team relaxed and got its feet under it, how good it's been.
Right. Well, since that first half at Georgetown, it's just been a tremendous season. They were very shaky early in that game.
You're looking at a whole sideline of Orange people down here who would love to have one more shot at Georgetown. They would love to have another chance at them.
That was a tough way to open the season.
Well,
but
they were ranked second in the country. They still are. They're still ranked second in the country. Now, obviously, we didn't play their varsity, but very, very good team and very good
great
JV.
Program they have there at Georgetown. They're in the top 5 year in and year out.
And you see the support that we're getting here. You know, President Smith just walked by and waved up and as kind of a gesture to say thanks to the media. And also, you know, he's down on the field at halftime, and I know you guys showed it, getting a check from the Hal Mumme Foundation. Coach Mumme's a big supporter of he began his coaching career at Iowa Wesleyan, which is an NAIA school, and went from there to Valdosta State, which is where we got him at Kentucky. But he played at a Division II school. He coached at an NAIA school, and then he went to another D2 school at Valdosta. So he's a big fan of small college football, and he wants to see it thrive. And because of him, it has.
He's under pressure, going to be sacked.
And another sack. The ball's loose, and not sure if Pikeville College has it, but this defense, I made the statement earlier, Rick, that kind of reminds me of the Mississippi State defense last week at UK. It looks like we've got 15 or 16 players out there all night. I mean, they've tried the short passes, the long passes, tried the running game, misdirection, and you know, nothing's working.
And you got this Coach Mac Bryan's wide open offense that has been lauded so much this year with Scott Brand, that's quarterback. But you got to realize too, this wide open offense has produced a guy named Derek Dewberry, who, if we played 10 games this year, would have had 1,000 yards rushing. So you know, it's a very balanced attack, and I'll let you go ahead and call the play here.
And Calico fires it deep down the field and almost picked off.
46. Joe Spears. From Cincinnati, Ohio. I'll tell you, but what I was going to say is this is a very balanced attack, and I'm convinced that in football you've got to be able to run it to win.
Right.
And we can, and we can also light it up. You know, we had that 99-yard touchdown pass. The one game I guess you guys didn't do, the game at center, where we went down and they punted and we got it to 1 yard line. One play later, we're in the end zone on the other side. You know, it's been fun to watch. It really has.
Oh, look here.
Oh, boy.
Guys, a big fullback to Frank.
And
that's going to be...
Who we got there in the backfield?
That's going to be Larry Nanny, who is the most popular guy on this team from Louisville. Who I guarantee you that's his first carry of his life right there.
And he's got to be thrilled to death. I was talking with Coach Willis and Coach Bryan last night down at the studio about this young man. They were talking about how much they enjoy having this kid around.
I'll tell you somebody that's enjoyed Pikeville College football as much as anybody I know is your buddy Charlie Pinson.
Oh, he certainly has.
I got to get down on the sideline and make sure Coach Willis gets to where he needs to be. But I just want to stop by and say thanks to you guys. Ken, appreciate everything.
We appreciate you. You've been a great help to us.
Well, I want to do everything I can. And anytime that I can get Dr. Don in my press box, I'm going to take him. I'll tell you right now.
There you go. Thank you, Rick. And that's the ball game as the Pikeville College Bears defeat the University of Kentucky JV 38-3. And what a performance here tonight by the Bears. As this Pikeville College defense is just phenomenal. As you heard Rick Bentley say there, they've given up something like 30 points in the last 6 games. Just tremendous. And not only the defense, but the offense is a tremendous offense, too. A lot of big plays here tonight. Great passing game. Scott Branton, Derek Dewberry in the backfield. And this is a talented young football team, primarily freshmen out here, almost exclusively freshmen on this Pikeville College team. And this team will move into varsity play next year in the tough Mid-South Conference. And I think they're going to be make some noise in the Mid-South Conference immediately. And we're going to take a short break here, and we'll come back with Charlie Pinson and head coach Zach Willis in just a minute here on the Intermountain Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Shelby Valley High School as Pikeville College has taken a big win to the house as they've defeated the University of Kentucky. What was the final, Ken?
38-3.
38-3. Ball game was all Pikeville College as they took the opening drive about 80 yards in for a touchdown and never looked back as they held UK scoreless for most of the game. Gave up a field goal late in the ball game here, and then just their defense, just what can you say about it? It was just dominating all night long.
Nice. We had Rick Bentley on here with us just a few minutes ago, and he said they gave up 30 points in the last 6 games. I mean, that's just tremendous. And going into the fourth quarter here, UK with a negative total yardage minus. I mean, just an unbelievable effort by this Pikeville College defense, and the offense had, I'm sure they had near 500 yards of total offense and put 38 points on the board. Scott Branton completing some large passes tonight, long passes, just great on both sides of the ball, Charlie.
You know, an amazing start to a football program here as they have come off as a brand new program. 7-1, the only loss coming to Georgetown College's JV, the first game out of the box, and number 2 in the nation in NAIA. And they've come up toward the end of the season here, and they beat the University of Kentucky JV, a Division I program. So they made a lot of strides in a short time. And I think they're ready for the Mid-South Conference next year.
I think they're ready. I just made that comment a few minutes ago there that they're going to be heard from immediately in the Mid-South Conference. That's a very tough conference, as tough as it gets in the NAIA division, and you're going to see Pikeville College making noise in year one.
I guess the thing that we might be wanting to ask is, are the Mid-South teams ready for the speed of Pikeville College?
I don't know. There's a lot of speed on this team. I think their speed will match up with most Division I schools that I've seen.
Well, that's true. You know, they do. They've got speed on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively, and you know, just solid effort all night long. And it's been that way all season long. As you know, they've not had any real big letdowns this whole season.
Right. Just a great effort, great football team they're putting together here in a hurry. And Charlie, everybody can tune in Wednesday night and catch you with Coach Willis. We'd said earlier we were going to have an interview with him, but he has some other obligations here after the game. And but you're going to be Wednesday night, 9 o'clock, WPRG live, and need to tune in. And
you know, if you got anything to say, we do have open phone lines. You can call in and talk to Coach Willis and offer his congratulations or whatever you'd like to say on Wednesday night. It'll be the last show of the season for Pikeville College, as this was the last game, and they've completed their inaugural season at 7-1.
Tremendous effort. That, like I said, that only loss, the first game of the year right out of the box against Georgetown. And as Rick Bentley said a few minutes ago, a lot of guys down here in orange jerseys chomping at the bit to get another shot at Georgetown.
I tell you what, it'll be interesting, as I think they play Georgetown the second or third game of the season next year to open up the Mid-South Conference, and they'll have their chance to make themselves heard in a hurry if they go and Georgetown has to come to Pikeville to play that first ball game. So that should be an interesting day.
Right, and we sure appreciate you tuning in all season with us here for these Pikeville College games, and look forward to bringing them to you next year when it really counts.
Yes, sir. And Coach Zach Willis has said he wants to compete for a national championship, and he may have the athletes to do it.
He may have the athletes to do it next year. Their first year in varsity play.
So for Ken Hall and Dr. Don, I'm Charlie Pinson, and we'll see you Wednesday night on the Bear Facts.